And welcome to the Six Fronts Podcast, episode 5. Whoa, that worked.
It did.
It did.
Dude, that worked so well.
Welcome. I'm Bearded Luke. This is Maddox. If you're watching this right now, if you're listening, it's not going to be different. But if you're watching, we have a new setup and it should look more professional. So if you're watching this live or watching this on YouTube, just tell us how awesome it is because it should be pretty awesome.
I hope, dude. This is exciting. Yeah, that video was flawless. And
Oh yeah,
we even had
someone named Maddox made that. Some professional editor
about
made that.
20 minutes.
If there's any graphic 3D motion designers out there that want to hook us up, we need a 5-minute countdown.
Yeah, we do. That
My
was
favorite
the
part
most
was
basic thing ever.
my favorite part was where the audio just cut off at the end completely. Like it just didn't even.
Listen, we needed something on the fly, okay? All right.
Anyways, what is up, everybody? What's up, Maddox? How's it going? This is the fun part of the season. When I say season, I mean this season of podcasting for us. When you're podcasting about Destiny, we're really close to new content. So we have a lot of stuff to go over tonight, and we have some awesome guests. But how are you doing, bro? I want to hear. I want to hear how you're doing.
I'm good. In personal life, my recovery's going well. I unfortunately got some sad news that I will eventually need some shoulder surgery to correct my injury. But looking at the bright side of things, my leg's recovering really well. So other than that, just playing games and working through nursing school. So life's going good.
Heck yeah. That's what I like to hear. I'm the same. My little so I have a little baby. He's Crew, you've met him.
I have a few times.
Yeah, he's 7 months, almost 7 months old now. He'll be 7 months old this week.
That's crazy, man.
Dude, he's like moving and grooving and doing all kinds of stuff. But this week, I know that he doesn't know what this word means, but he said his first words, and it was dada.
Nice.
So he's just screaming dad, 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 like he doesn't know what he's saying, but I like to pretend that he does. So anyways, enough about us. Let's get these awesome guests in. Who we having in first? Why don't you introduce the first one?
We'll go ahead and bring up one of our actual team members, which I'm excited to have him on here. He's got the greatest mustache I think I've ever seen in Destiny
community. Does have a thick mustache with 2 C's, bro.
Let's go ahead and bring in Mr. Wallzer.
Yeah. What's good?
What's good, dude?
I'm doing phenomenal. How you guys doing?
Good,
dude.
Good,
we're good.
We're happy to have you.
Dude, we're glad happy you guys got me on.
Bro, we're so happy you're here. I'm happy that, this has nothing to do with you, but I'm just happy that I haven't had to press a button yet to make my camera stop turning off and on.
Isn't this awesome? We're gonna continuously talk about it throughout the whole thing until like the honeymoon phase goes away.
Just this episode. Next episode will be old news, but dude, Wallzer, it's so good to have you on here. This is awesome. We're excited to have you. Wallzer's a TikTok legend, first of all, which is going to be a trend for today. He has a beautiful mustache and makes some of the most pristine YouTube content, which is popping off right now, if I might say. So you're killing it, dude, with the consistency and the quality.
Dude, thank you.
Tell us about who you are, brother. We know a lot about you, of course. We're team members. For those that are listening and those that are watching, we are all team members of the Six Fronts or Six Fronts podcast and such. Wallzer's helped with some ideas for us as well too, which is fantastic. We really appreciate him. But tell us who you are, Wallzer. Tell us, where we can find you, what you're doing, how you're doing it, all that good stuff.
Well, my name is Wallzer. I have been streaming for about almost 3 years now. I kind of picked it up during COVID. I started out playing a lot of Call of Duty and Minecraft, and that's where I started on TikTok. And from there, I kind of just did that. And then my best friend got me into Destiny back in season of the Splicer. So I kind of picked it up back then, and I made a TikTok about having like no one to play with. And then all of a sudden I get 50,000 views on that, and I have 20 people DMing me, hey, let's do a raid together. So, I kind of just went from there. I've been riding the wave, been grinding YouTube thanks to a lot of the recommendations from the other guys in Six Fronts. And it's been going well. But you can find me on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube. It's going to be either eWallzer or Wallzer there. I'm trying to drop that E. Really hard.
You're getting there.
I'm getting there, but TikTok and Instagram, those guys, they don't ever want to respond to me. And Twitch, I have to do 2 hours because, this is just Twitch. Some guys got the normal Wallzer from like 4 years ago, hasn't logged onto the app since, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah.
Just
Awesome, dude.
wait. Once you have 1,000,000 followers and everything, they'll regret not emailing you back.
Yeah, for sure. Dude.
Well, we're happy to have you. As you know, we're gonna get into we're gonna send you back to the behind the scenes, and we're bring our next guest on. Okay, brother.
All right, sounds good.
So I'll go ahead and introduce the next guy as well too. This guy is you mentioned TikTok star for Wallzer. I think this guy's the TikTok king, if you ask me.
Of
No,
Destiny
not trying to
content?
diss
Yes.
of Destiny content. I truly think this guy we have a lot to learn from when it comes to content. And
How to make
he's willing
videos
to
that are
talk about it as well
interesting.
too. So I'm excited. So we have our second guest on tonight, which we'll get into some more conversations with both of them. Is we have Mr. Freak is Fire. Welcome in, brother.
What's
Guys, how we
up?
doing? Luke,
Good.
Maddox, how we doing? Thank you guys so much for having me on the podcast.
Of
Super
course.
great opportunity. I always love doing podcasts, so I really appreciate you guys having me on for sure.
We're
Yeah.
happy you're here, my
We're
friend. Go
so
ahead
happy
and
you're
For
here.
sure.
tell us where we can find you, who you are, what you do, how you do it, all that good stuff.
Okay, so where you can find me is pretty much any social media platform. It's all one word. Freak is Fire. We'll get into my old name maybe later on. The one that I changed from. It's really funny, but yeah. You can find me everywhere: Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, now Facebook. I'm really trying to hit Facebook Reels now.
I've heard about
Instagram.
those.
It's all one word. Freak is Fire. So
Nice.
Heck
Nice.
that's
yeah.
where you can
Awesome.
find me. And I've been. We'll start off with how long I've been in the Destiny space. We were talking a little bit about this in the pre-show, but I been in cahoots with Destiny for pretty much ever since its inception. It was the last midnight release I had ever went to ever for a game release.
Same.
The very last midnight release, I was in college. I think it was my freshman year. Last midnight release, we hit up a busted old GameStop where I was going into college. I was playing on PS3 at the time or 4, I can't remember.
Dang.
But
PS3.
I definitely got wrapped into the alpha of Destiny, then the beta, then the midnight release, and got the full game. Skipped all my classes for that week and grinded the game. Would not recommend anyone doing that. Please don't follow in my footsteps. But my priorities were not right. So, but that just goes to show
You're
you
in
kind
college.
of, you know,
What do you
yeah,
expect?
Oh,
yeah.
dude,
It's
same. It came
college
out my
and
senior
just
year of college, so I get it. It was
yeah, for real. Yeah, for sure. It's crazy how long I've been playing this game and how long envision myself still playing the game for as long as they make new content. But yeah, it's been crazy. Just to think how far I've taken it with this game. I've been playing it for like since 2014. How many years is that? Like what, 8,
And we're going,
7, 8?
shit. We blink our
Yeah.
eyes, it'll be 10.
in
Yeah.
gaming years,
For
about 500 in
yeah,
real life.
exactly. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I started doing Destiny's really the game that really wanted me to pursue content. How I even heard about content was through Call of Duty actually, but I kind of flipped it because I used to follow Optic Gaming a lot for a while, like back in those days. Optic is actually what got me through a bunch of my kind of rough times in college, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life and stuff like that. And um, I would always see Hector's his daily vlogs that he'd always put out and stuff and that's what kind of introduced me to content, right? So I really started picking up or wanting to stream, I think, since and produce content ever since I think 2016, I think. And that includes streaming and all that stuff. I actually made my first YouTube video on YouTube, like I think it was 2016, something like that. It was all around my favorite special weapon of all time, and still is today. It's the Plan C fusion rifle. I hope they bring that freaking gun back. It's still my favorite fusion
That
rifle
will
of all time.
suck.
And yeah, ever since I made that video, it was just like crazy because like I loved making it. I loved where like, you know, just the whole process. And that's just kind of what sparked that kind of drive to really see what, I could come up with. And then TikTok came out and then just it's, I just kind of went crazy from there. Um but yeah, it's been crazy. I think about content literally on the daily. I try to innovate every day. Um, and yeah, it's fun. It's obviously stressful. trying to be unique in the space and really stand out, because that's the big thing that people struggle with, is really
Mm,
trying to separate themselves,
absolutely.
and that's yeah, and that's something I beat my brain to a pulp with every single day, and trying to think of new things to do. But yeah, that's kind of, did I miss
Awesome.
anything? I
No,
don't
you're
know, but
good.
yeah,
I
so
want you to hold that thought for a second because we're
okay,
gonna bring Walzer back in here because I want to talk a little bit about that. And I know Luke probably has some questions about you guys, just who you are as streamers and such.
sure.
And I'll let him ask that before I'll get into my questions. Let's go ahead and bring Mr. Walzer back in. Welcome
Welcome
back, my
back.
friend.
Hi.
Um, we'll
Get
let
comfy.
Luke here ask you guys any questions he has about just you guys, and then we'll get into
Yeah.
some Destiny, of course, later down the road. So, Luke, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, we have we have like a new format tonight that our awesome co-host Maddox here created. So it should be a fun night. But I always like to hit that personal side of things, right?
Mhm.
Get to know you two a little bit. And you guys can pick whoever wants to go first. But I know we kind of talked about your Destiny journeys already. Let's talk a little bit more about like the content side of things. We'll just stick on the TikTok side because you both make a lot of
Kind of where
TikToks.
my
It's not
questions were going to.
Yeah,
So.
that's not exactly where what what this whole thing's about, but I want to hear about it, and I'm sure the people listening want to as well. So, Walzer, why don't you start? What made like why did you start making TikToks? What's the point of your TikToks? Like, tell me about it. I'm not saying that I don't know point, but let me get the inspiration for what's making you make this stuff.
Yeah, so it's funny because when I first started TikTok, I was completely against it. I was like, I'm never downloading this app. I'm never gonna make anything on it. I don't like it because I still thought of it as like that dancing app and everything. I was like, I'm never gonna do that. Never gonna go over there. But I downloaded it one day. I started scrolling through my For You page. I think I got hooked and scrolled for like half an hour. I was like, okay, I should probably start doing
Shit,
something
half an
here.
hour is nothing now.
Oh no, it's not. I get hooked in the mornings. It's bad. But I started there. I was like, at the time I was playing a lot of Minecraft, and I was like, I've gotten pretty good at this whole building thing, so I might as well make a time lapse for it. I started making time lapse of my build videos. If you go back like years into my channel, you could probably find them. I still think people like them every now and then. I don't know how, but that's where I started. And then, like I said, I made one TikTok about not having anyone to play within Destiny, and it was just me doing some Season of the Lost weekly thing. I was just shooting a bow around, and then that blew up, and I've just kind of gone from there and made helpful content. Is kind of where I've made myself like a mark in, is because I had a lot of help when I first joined the game, and I just kind of want to repay that and help other people out in any way I can. So I've kind of done a lot of informational content. I've also uploaded a lot of stupid clips here and there of things that I've done on stream because I do a lot of dumb stuff on stream. But yeah, that's
Don't we
kind of
all?
where I've gone. Yeah, exactly. Don't we all? But yeah, that's kind of where I started and where I'm at now, just kind of helping people out as best as I can.
That's awesome. And
Oh yeah.
short form content is where it's at, right? So
Absolutely.
but it's probably the hardest. I feel like personally, like I'm a filmmaker for a living, like so short form content for my brain, like not like there's a hat I want to get that says like make videos horizontal again or something like that.
That's
Because
actually hilarious.
That's
everything I
good. I like
film
that
is
actually.
like
Oh,
is
that's
like
funny.
this, and everything that's interesting is like this. So I always think it's so creative when people can do it, especially with video games. So Freak, when do you just do TikTok? Like I don't know a lot about you, so tell me about like your content. Like, do you just make TikToks, or do you stream on Twitch, or you stream on YouTube, or do you make YouTube videos? Like, and
Mm,
where did all of that land in deciding to start making these like super authentic TikToks?
okay, so I mainly I'm I create what we call short form content, and just so happens to be that short form content seems to be the vertical content, the 1080 by 1920, right? That's all I really have time for right now, and I can produce like quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
where I kind of get the most creative freedom. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I actually want to make horizontal content as well, but um, uh, I've really been experimenting trying to actually see how I would make, to your point, Luke, or your profession, making like films, things like that, because that's something I could do. And things that I've thought about doing. It's just the time it takes to make those is just something I don't have time for. So basically, whichever platform has short form content, you can find my content on there. So I really focus on, that, because that's all I have time for. But what really uh what really motivated me to try to be authentic was really just what we said, what I talked about at the introduction. I just it's just the drive to really set myself apart from others. I try to stray away from the norm. I'm a rebel in that sense. I want to be, I want to stick out like a sore thumb, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
want people. I will always want my videos to come across to the people who watch them and be like, oh, if this didn't have like the overlay where it shows who this video is by, whatever, all the likes, I want people to know that this is a video by me, right? So
Absolutely.
that's kind of the drive, and the thing that I rack my brain about all the time. How can I be different? How can I, create that sense of familiarity with the viewer? You know what I mean? Like we all know when Drake starts singing on a track, it's Drake, right? Like
Mhm.
things like that. I'm trying to encapsulate that kind of thing. So that's kind of what drives me. And plus, I'm just a super creative person, and I feel like I have a lot to offer, and I try to dissect and try to figure out what my brain is trying to tell me and try to put it on screen. That's a thing that I battle with myself all the time. So that's kind of
That's
it. So
awesome.
yeah.
Well, you do a good job at what's your background in? Like, how did you get this? Like, you're a super creative person. You should be doing this for a living. I don't know if that's what you do for a living, but
I wish it was. Wish it
you're
was
on your
me.
way. All right.
You have a goal, dude. That's awesome.
Are you
Yeah.
on YouTube Short? I'm assuming you're on YouTube Shorts and
Yep.
TikTok, and you said
Yep.
Facebook now too.
Yep. Whatever social media platform, type in Freak is Fire, you'll see that green F, hopefully. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So um
That kind of covered my questions as well too, because I've dabbled in my TikTok and stuff as well too, and right now I'm being off of work and just kind of out of the live content and stuff like that.
mhm.
I've kind of just made little cap cut videos here and there, and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
they
yeah, for
just
sure.
they pop
Yeah.
off. People love the little memes on TikTok or whatever, and it's just
Oh,
fun.
they
That's
really
kind of where
do.
I
They really do.
it's
Yeah.
kind of where I
Yeah.
found my fun so
Bro,
far is
bro,
little
one of
meme
my most
videos.
popular videos is of Maddox, but it has
Mm.
nothing to do with video games. Your first, like your reaction to your wife in your wedding video
Oh yeah,
on YouTube has like 70,000 views.
nice.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Damn,
yeah.
Hell
Hell yeah.
yeah. That was
it's
that was some
popping
real
off, bro.
tears right there too, boys. I'll tell you
They're
that.
real. I didn't tell them to do it before. They're real.
Walzer,
It's crazy. It's
you
just
ready?
crazy. I think the vertical
Yeah.
video and like short form content like wave, which I don't think it's a wave. I think it's like a thing. It's here.
Dude,
It's
it's
Oh,
a
it's a thing.
staple.
It's a
it's been
staple.
It's
proven.
gonna be a staple at some point if it's
Yeah.
not already.
It is, and I'm pumped because like they're starting to monetize in different ways. Like Shorts just came out like
Mhm.
last week
Mhm.
with their monetization. So there's just like going to be a whole new like option for content creators that don't have time, just like you said, to maybe make long form videos. And it is,
Yeah.
I do understand the fun. It's very difficult to make short form content, but it's rewarding because if you can take 10 seconds and keep someone's interest in that 10 seconds in this
Yep.
like world right now where people's attention spans like
Attention spans are
2 seconds,
yeah.
it's
Yeah, exactly.
impressive. Like, dude,
Yeah.
that's sick. And then if you can do that, you'll easily be able to make a video that is long, that as long as you get their attention, they'll
Mhm.
watch the whole thing eventually. So I
Yeah,
love
for
it.
Exactly,
sure.
yeah. And you mentioned the whole thing about doing it for a living, and I see some comments in the chat as well. I actually made my first step towards that. I think towards the end of last year. For the people who don't know, I actually am an editor for CB Gray. For the
Oh,
people
Oh,
no.
who
We
don't know
nice.
love
that,
CB Gray. He used to be on our old
yeah,
Love
podcast.
yeah,
CB.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. We've kind of hit a slow point. Obviously, the content is just at the end of the season. There's not really much to cover.
Right, right.
But yeah, I actually talked to him a couple days ago, just kind of game plan what's gonna be the game plan for Lightfall and stuff. And yeah, I can't wait. And I always like working with CB. Everybody loves CB. I mean, we can
Did
have a
that?
whole different segment about him,
Oh,
We
bro,
right?
for
could,
Like
real.
honestly.
he's dope. I love CB. I love working with him. I love editing his videos. Like literally, I every CB video I've ever edited, I've always end up just smirking or laughing or something while I'm going through the editing process. Like it's so fun editing his stuff. Like he's just so positive and such a positive kind of influence. And we all know people in the Destiny space, some of the people can be, a little on the negative side. So it's just great that we have a creator that's, just
I
positive and
have a
getting and being successful for it. So
Absolutely. I have a little story about CB Gray real quick, and then we'll go into kind of more Destiny related things. Is
Okay.
we were at GCX, the first GCX. You
Mm.
guys were there.
Mhm.
Bro,
And
me and Freak just drank our drinks at the same time, by the way, like in unison. Sorry.
Great minds. Great minds.
but and you so I felt we were just in the space. We were literally just about to leave, and I was like, "Holy shit, there's CB Gray. I want to go talk to him." Well, he was talking to a few people or whatever already, and we were just paying our respects, sat back a little bit, waiting for them to quit talking, and a whole line formed behind us, bro.
Dog,
I
I
felt so
after
bad.
you're done, I have another story
I
with that
feel so
same
bad.
line. The same line. I have a similar story.
So we got our chance to talk to him. I introduced myself and I said, "Hey, I'm Sam," because that's my actual name.
Mm.
But my online alias he knows me by is Maddox. So I was like, "Oh, I'm Maddox," and he's like, "Dude, he like lit up like he just like he knew who I was. Like I was his best
Yeah.
friend." Gave him a
Yeah.
hug, and we talked
Yeah.
like we were real friends. And I'm just like, I
Yeah.
will never forget that moment because it really just shows his character. And
Yeah. For
we
sure.
just call this the CB Gray podcast at this point. 'Cause
Bro,
I'm
I'm
telling you, we
down.
can make a whole different segment about him. We really could.
it genuinely just like if we could highlight someone of like just positivity and just a real role model in this community, it would be that guy. But that moment I just had to share because that just felt so surreal. It's like
Mhm.
a meeting of a celebrity, but that man didn't feel like a celebrity. He felt like a friend, someone that you knew,
Yeah.
someone that was really and he was in the conversation, just every bit asking you where I'm from, all that different stuff, and it was fantastic. I just thought I'd share that.
Yeah. Literally, we're probably talking about the same line here. I didn't realize there was a line, and I cut the entire line. I didn't even see the line. I cut the and like
man. It wasn't
it's
very
not.
well formed, so it's okay.
No, exactly. Yeah. I didn't see and this is not like a whole thing. Oh, I don't want to wait in line or anything. I legitimately did not see a line that
Oh
was
god.
forming. I walked up to him and he was talking to somebody. And I waited for him to finish talking to who he was talking to, and I walked up again, cutting the whole line. And he was like, "Hey, what's going on?" He handled it so well. He could have got so mad at me because I cut
Absolutely.
everyone. Right. And he was just so kind. And he was like, "Yo, let's take a picture real quick." I was like, "Oh," and as we're talking about this, I'm like, he realizes that, oh, this dude just cut in line, but I can't be mean to him, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't know that. And then I realize while he's saying this that there's a line forming, and I'm like, "Oh crap, CB, I'm so sorry. Let me go back to the line." He's like, "No, dude, you're already here. Come on, let's just take a quick picture really quick." And it was just so genuine and stuff. And literally, I I think I met him. I can't remember if I met him the day after or later that day, or it was even before or while this was going on. But this was around the time when I was talking to all the creators there, looking to edit for somebody. Right? I talked to
Oh,
Lucky.
awesome.
I talked to Lucky. I talked to Incooch. I talked to Clyde, but I didn't know Merc was already with Clyde at the time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna respect that. Big ups to Merc. Who else? There's a bunch of other creators there that I hit up. Yeah, Merc remembers this. Yeah. Yeah. So and then literally he was like, "Yo, let's chat," right? And everybody that I talked to said let's chat, but CB is the only person that actually followed up with me. So like it's just he just goes to show you that he goes the extra mile and he's kind, and I don't know, he's just CB is just different. I can't really describe it besides him being a positive force in the community. So
I can't
Um,
agree more. I can't agree more. I'm
Bro,
sure
we
we all
talked we had him on a podcast, our old podcast, the Destiny Nerds
Mhm.
podcast, and we had a conversation with him for almost an hour after the podcast about life and stuff. Bro,
mhm.
literally, he just chilled with us for an hour afterward, just telling us stuff. Like it was awesome. Like we're best friends for life.
We were the
And
first ones to know that he was moving out with Evan
oh
and Sweat.
yeah,
And
he did
Sweat,
tell
yeah,
us
yeah.
that.
He's like he's like I haven't told anybody this yet, by the way. And then he told us like, yeah, we're
He
moving to
just
Texas. Whatever. I was
me
like,
and Max are
oh,
like, guess we're best
okay,
friends with CV now.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh goodness.
Freaking
All
love
right,
CB, man.
let's get into some Destiny. You guys know this is a Destiny themed podcast, so we all know that. We've talked enough about ourselves, even though we could continue on if we honestly wanted to. But just kind of give us a quick little rundown of this past week and even the past 2 weeks, because we do a bi-weekly podcast, so we can kind of gather a lot of information to talk about. And it's easier to get guests. So in all honesty. But as we know, we recently got the newest Lightfall reveal trailer, and what that revealed to us were um three weapons, I believe, three weapons, and which were exotic weapons, and then
Mm.
six exotic armor pieces. So let me just real quick, I have them here on my notes here. Let me go We have the 3 weapons. We have a sidearm, which is a strand sidearm. First little kind of sneak peek of a strand weapon that we're getting is called Final Warning.
Mm.
There is an LMG. I think was it Void, from what I can tell. I'm
Yeah.
not
Void. It
exactly
was
sure.
It
Void.
was a void one.
And I'm probably butchering this name. Deterministic.
Dude, the names for all of these things.
Deterministic something.
Chaos.
I can't wait to try that.
And
I got
then
my
we,
deterministic.
we're gonna probably just call it chaos. But and then the final thing, which is something we've never seen before, is a heavy stasis glaive, which was confirmed by Bungie to be in the heavy slot, which is pretty cool. Real quick, a quick little rundown of what the armor pieces are. And there was let's see,
Have
there was
fun
3
trying to
armor
say
pieces,
some of these names.
3 armor pieces, and 3 weapons. I'm sorry, I grouped them all together.
He's gonna butcher the Hunter Exotic.
Oh yeah.
Hunter Exotic.
Sir Tarachne's facade.
Sure,
Let's
go with
facade.
that. Let's go with that.
There is
Facade.
Ambient Leap and then Swarmers. So the facade being a it's an exotic helmet that is, it says after grappling, this exotic helmet gives extra protection as hunters gain body armor. It sounds like a similar thing as Gear Falcons for Void. You just get kind of extra boost to certain stats and stuff whenever you come out, and you get flinch resistance as well too, based off what it says here. You have Ambient Leap, which is for the Titans. When Titans use their barricade, it gives extra armor to its wielder and spawns 2 additional seeking projectiles that track targets aggressively and suspend them, being a new strand thing as well, which is pretty cool. Lastly, we have the Swarmers, which this new exotic leg armor allows warlocks to create threadlings to infest and attack enemies after destroying a tangle. A tangle, from what I could tell, is something that's in the air that you can shoot, and it kind of spreads out these cool little things that can go and get the enemies with strands. So a lot of interesting things. Give me your first take on what you thought, of course, during watching the trailer. You guys probably saw it right when it came out. And just give me your ideas. Do you think these things are going to be overpowered? Do you think these are going to be, I have to get these day one for the raid? What are your thoughts? Freak, let's hear your thoughts first.
My thoughts are, as soon as I saw the Hunter Exotic that we cannot pronounce, the facade, I'm calling it the facade. That's all I'm calling it.
Fine.
Yeah, no exotic gang fact slogans. But you know, the big thing about the Hunter Exotic, I immediately thought that was going to be incredibly useful. I'm not going to say broken, useful for the hunter. Right after all the hunter has to do is grapple for flinch resistance. On paper, it sounds very powerful, but they did, for the people who don't know, they did make a linear fusion change again. I think they nerfed them again. I think because they did nerf the initially they nerfed the flinch resistance. Am I saying that right? They gave more flinch to linear fusions. That's what they did, right? So I immediately thought back to that, like, oh, so you telling me we're gonna go back to the Lorentz driver and Arbalest meta with all the hunters have to do is put on this Hunter Exotic, right? But I think Bungie did their due diligence and put some more nerfs on linears. I think. I'm not really super positive, but that was the first thing I thought of in terms of with the Hunter Exotic. The heavy machine gun is cool. I think I like that. I think that's my favorite exotic announced right now, personally.
Okay.
Because I just like I like the whole scheme behind it. It's rhythmic in a sense. Because if you saw in the trailer, it's every 4th shot.
I was just reading that. Yeah.
Yeah. Every 4th shot gives it. I think the 4th shot makes. I can't remember. I think suppresses.
It says here, while holding the trigger, every 4th bullet of this void machine gun becomes a heavy projectile that weakens targets on impact. Every 4th heavy projectile makes targets volatile on impact.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you're gonna have some massive void popping off there for a bit.
Oh, definitely, and that's gonna be super beneficial with Falcons and stuff for sure. And definitely for all the void builds out there. But I got kind of a musical sense to it. Because maybe I'm just thinking I think maybe I'm just looking into the trailer too much, but it seems like every 4th shot will, like, I feel like it's gonna make like a cool beat. I don't know. I'm just gonna have fun shooting it because I feel like with every fourth shot, it's gonna be like a new sound. It's like do 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 do. You know what I mean? I feel like it's gonna
That'd
be
be
my
sick.
favorite freaking. That might be my favorite exotic right now. I like the stasis, not the stasis, the strand sidearm.
It looked cool. It
I
almost
looked
reminds me of like a Strand version of Dreg's Promise, if you guys remember
yeah.
that from D1.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Dregs and Osteo Striga came out
Yeah. That's a
into
good
a
that's a good way
sidearm,
to
right?
put it.
So yeah, so it's pretty cool. I didn't really like I don't use barricades. I'm a thruster titan. So I'm probably not going to use the Titan exotic. I may use it for PvE, but that was cool. The main thing that I liked about this, well, that I found that was interesting was what is the suspend element to Strand, and how is
Mhm.
that going to work in PvP?
Yeah.
Or can you
Dude.
suspend? It's like a knockup, right?
Bro,
'Cause
imagine
if you pay attention to how the enemies in PvE behaved when they got hit with a suspend, it was like they just, you know what I mean? Like, and they can't do anything.
Oh,
It's like being
I can already
frozen.
see the rage. I can
Yeah.
already
You know
see
what I
it.
mean? Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's gonna be like stasis all over again. You'd be frozen
Yes.
on the
Yeah.
final point, and then you're just gonna get like L danced on your ass.
Ye-
while you're-
Exactly.
while you're sitting there frozen.
It's
Please
like
don't
you're
add that.
in Strand shackles. You can't do nothing. It's literally
Oh,
the
that's
same thing.
so
So
funny.
that was my questions that I had watching the trailer. Obviously, the stasis exotic glaive looks super dope and is going to be extremely useful. Anything stasis is super useful, which actually brings me to another point about Strand. Strand, I think, is going to be extremely powerful in PvE because those two things that they behave in a similar fashion. We have never gotten an affinity type or a subclass besides stasis that literally renders your enemy like defenseless, like either frozen or suspended, right? Any
Mhm.
subclass that does that is going to be extremely powerful in in-game content, especially in PvE. So I'm definitely curious to see how it works. I want to know all the stasis verbs, not the stasis verbs, the strand verbs and all that stuff. So it's going to be definitely an interesting thing to look at. And when I get my hands on it, we'll see what we can come up with. So
Sure, dude. I'm right there with you with the weapons. I'm excited for all of them. I'm probably gonna get them. Yeah, of course, eventually. But
you gotta catch them all. You know what I mean?
you're right.
Gotta catch them all.
But I'm with you on the machine gun. How many? There hasn't been very many exotic machine guns that have come to Destiny 2. You
Sure.
know that are like, wow, holy shit, this thing could actually be some real heat.
Mhm.
Like we thought
sure.
Thunderlord might come in and be a substantial thing, but it kind of just fell off really quickly. So, Walzer, what are your thoughts on the Lightfall trailer? Give us kind of your
Dude,
whole
I
rundown
mean,
on the weapons, the armor, and stuff.
I had the same thought as Freak when it came to the Hunter helmet. Instantly thought like, ugh, this might be a little annoying in PvP.
Yeah.
But I think that they've learned from their linear, the whole Lorentz driver arbalist thing we went through in PvP. I'm hoping
Yeah.
they learned from that. I'm hoping it's not that crazy. I'm going to use it probably because I love sniping, and the flinch resistance as well as the damage resistance is going to be pretty nice when it comes to hitting some crazy snipes in PvP, because people are going to be going for some absurd trick shots with Strand and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Like, I can already see a clip on the Twitter timeline from HD hitting some.
I was just about to say.
He's stranding
Boy,
onto
HD.
someone's
I
shatter
can't wait
skating
to
across
see what
the map
HD
or
does.
something.
Can't wait to
There's
see
going to
what
be
that man
something
does.
like that. I mean, I'm going to be going for dumb stuff like that all the time too, because
That'd be
that's just,
sick.
I love doing it. But the Titan exotic, the boots or whatever, made me think of Kepris.
Yeah.
It's just another
Okay.
Kepris because
Kepler's horn, but Strand.
yeah, but Strand, and I'm kind of scared for that in PvP. PvE, I think it's going to be pretty useful, honestly, because
for sure.
that's the one that's like kind of tangles them and holds them up in the air, right? That's
The
what
suspend?
that does. Yeah.
I think so.
I mean,
yeah.
that thing could be super nice in like a really tight situation. If you get trapped in a corner, you just pop that shield and they just kind of stand in the air and you can kind of get yourself out of dodge or whatever. Warlock one, probably a similar thing. It's going to be I'm excited to try to make a build with it, but like, I'm not sure if I'm going to use it a lot. For weapons though, dude, that heavy glaive, I think it's actually going to be a lot more fun than what people are saying. Like, pair that
Really?
with
Okay.
Osmio,
'Cause it
pair
got
that with
some heat on Twitter.
Osmiomancies. Yeah, I mean, pair that with Osmiomancies, dude. Everything is going to be frozen. There's not going to be
Yeah.
a single thing in a room that is not going to be frozen, because with
Mhm.
Osmios, you can already freeze everything in the room. And then you add that ball that just runs around and freezes everything in front of it. Dude, everything's going to be frozen. It's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to have like a build with Osmios and that exotic
I think it's
glaive.
one of the coolest looking things that they've brought to this game in a
Oh,
long
For
time.
sure.
That heavy looking
For
glaive.
sure.
That shit looks
Yeah.
cool. I'm not gonna lie.
100%. And I think it doesn't need ammo to be able to like I can't remember what someone said. I saw it on Twitter. It's like you don't need ammo to swing like to do some big damage with it or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was.
It's a glaive. That makes sense. It's a glaive, and with glaives you don't need ammo. The only ammo is just shooting the projectile. So
Yeah.
that'd be interesting to see how that kind of plays out.
I wonder how
for
much
sure.
damage it's going to do.
Well, my question is what is it shooting? Is it shooting like a stasis crystal? Is it shooting like a chill projectile?
Massive ball. It shoots a ball that goes in the air, and anything that it gets near, it freezes. It just insta freezes.
I think it works like Deathbringer, and you shoot it above. You shoot it above enemies, and any enemy that's underneath it gets frozen. I think that's how that works. I don't know if you have to shoot it above them.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Okay.
I don't know. I know
interesting.
in the trailer they shot it up, and it just kind of went straight forward, and it was just shooting little projectiles that was freezing everything.
Yeah.
So like
It's
I
gonna
think
be
that could
busted.
go crazy with an Osmio build.
How
But
do you
then the
think
other two weapons are going to be fun too.
Do you think its guard mechanic is going to be stronger than what other glaives are?
Yeah, that's another interesting thing I don't think anyone's actually thought about, is how strong that guard is going to be, because the special ones are pretty strong as it is.
Oh, that's like
And-
50% resistance now, and that was
Yeah.
nerfed. It used to be like 90 or something like that.
Yeah,
it
like
was
how
huge.
strong is this one going to be? It's
Who
going to
knows?
be interesting to see what we can do with that heavy exotic
I
glaive.
hate going against glaives in PvP, dog.
Yeah, well, it's heavy. It's heavy. I mean, well, that's actually another thing. Are they gonna be able to just run around with that in PvP? Because
Yeah.
They can just
Are you
pull
gonna
it
be able to,
out
like-
and guard with it.
yeah, like
That's
you're
what I'm
not gonna have any
saying. I
ammo?
hate
Like,
glaives, bro. I hate them.
how is that gonna
Ugh.
work in PvP? You're just gonna have your heavy
Scary.
out, and you're gonna like, is your heavy gonna do more damage because it's a heavy? Like when you swing the melee, are you gonna be able to do like a lot faster?
You'll probably act like a
kills?
hilt of some sort, like a
These
sword
are some
hilt.
good questions, man.
Dude,
That's
I
a great
mean,
question that
Bungie,
I
where
didn't
we
even
at?
think about.
Where we at, Bungie?
You
Um,
need energy to guard, though. Okay, I guess maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's
true.
besides the point.
And don't
What's
you
the
need to get hit?
damage,
You have
though?
to take damage for your thing to be available. Is that wrong? Because I know that's how with you have to actually take damage for you to be able to put that guard up. From my understanding, that's how some glaives
Not
work.
gonna lie, I don't use glaives that much.
I don't
so
use
I
glaives
don't
either.
either.
I don't even have a glaive in my dim right now. I'm sure. That's how much I hate them. Like specifically. So
Yeah, no.
so we've talked a little bit about weapons. Now I want to bring on kind of a new segment. Of course, we talked a little bit about this before the podcast, and we kind of gave a little sneak peek on what we're going to be doing. So this is called weapon grading. Okay, and then this week's edition is for the exotics in the pulse rifle family, the pulse rifle. And so what we're going to do is we're all going to take turns, and we're going to go one by one, and we're going to give our grading of all these exotic pulse rifles for PvE and PvP, and just give your quick little explanation on why you think this is a 10 on 10. Why do you think this is a 7 out of 10? And you can do 7.2, 7.5, whatever you want to do. It's fine. So let me go ahead and bring this up. For those that are viewing, if you guys are again listening, you get a lot more pleasure watching us live on twitch.tv/6frontsgg every other Sunday night at 9 p.m. EST. So if you want a little bit more of a interactive experience, then you guys can watch us live. So here is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go from the top to the bottom. Okay. We're gonna have exotic pulse rifles to our left here, and again, give us your PvP grade and your PvE grade, and tell me why, and all that good stuff. So Luke, start off. We'll go all PvE first, then we'll go back and we'll do PvP. How does that sound?
Perfect.
Sounds good.
What do
Mr.
we
Luke, start us
out
off,
of
my
what?
friend.
10 out
Out
of
of
10.
10. Yep. 0 out of 10. We're gonna start off with Outbreak Prime. Give us your
Is it Outbreak
Perfected.
Prime in D2 or Outbreak Prime
Outbreak
in D1?
Perfected.
now.
Right now.
Outbreak-
Right
Outbreak
now. Yep.
Perfected.
I haven't used it in forever, but I love this weapon. So I'm just gonna give it a fat 8 out of 10, literally because
Okay. And that's
because
for PvE. Remember, this is for
for
PvE.
PvE, because I think that if you're doing like easy PvE stuff, just like strikes and public events and whatever, the little nanite things that fly all over the place are just fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just a fun weapon. It feels cool. The model of the weapon is really clean. It's like one of those guns where like you're not playing the game. It's where I realize I'm playing the game not just to like meta just to like get stuff, but like it looks cool and it feels nice. That's why I would give it an 8 out of 10 for PvE.
Okay, you're gonna hear this might be a hot
You're
take.
gonna destroy it, aren't you?
I'm going 10 out of 10,
Oh,
baby.
10. Okay, baby.
I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 for PvE, and here's why. One, just overall gun, it looks fantastic. It has some of the greatest ornaments in this game.
Absolutely.
It can look like it's from Osiris. It can look like it's from Braytech. It can look like it is now, and it's such a beautiful gun. The sound of the gun is fantastic, by the way. The little I can't even. I was about to make the noise. I was gonna butcher it like crazy.
Just do it. Just do it.
Okay, it goes.
Clips. Yeah, that was awful.
When it loads up. And but then the way we got it as well too, the 0 hour, fantastic mission.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that too. Yeah, great exotic mission.
This weapon is fantastic for like that final little damage phase as well too. If I'm ran out of heavy or special weapon, you can, dude, this thing does insane damage for a primary weapon, and we're gonna talk more about it later as well too. Is it's gonna get a buff? Primaries and connects are getting a buff.
Yes,
so this thing is only gonna get better for 10 out of 10 PvE without a doubt.
Sweet. You know, I'm kind of on the same page as Maddox here. This thing carried and still carries on Caretaker Encounter when you are completely out of special and heavy.
Absolutely.
All you gotta do is pull this thing out. The nanites do absurd damage on Caretaker. It's a great pulse rifle for in-game content, or Hawk Moon Neko, or Hawk Moon. Yep, true. Like, I don't know, great ornaments. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I didn't really know the bounds of what we were kind of incorporating into this.
I added that on stuff.
I'm glad you did, because this gun's insane in terms of its ornaments alone. The perk, what's the word I'm looking for? The perk composition is just perfect on it. You know, Outlaw is extremely great for dealing with ads or majors.
I forget it has Outlaw.
Get the mag going back in to challenge your next targets. And then just the nanites just do so much damage, and they even seek to other enemies around them. So it does great damage against groups of ads. I'm gonna give this a strong 8.5 out of 10, maybe even a 9. Like it's just great all around. Definitely something everyone needs in their kit, especially going into Lightfall. Like all that stuff, man. It's just a great.
This is an exotic you need
100%.
going into Lightfall. 100%.
It's great.
100%.
No complaints from it at all, for sure.
Dude, I'm right there. I'm right there with you, Maddox. I think this is a 10 out of 10, dude. This thing is so good. Like the nanites alone, like using it in a damage phase when you run out of ammo, like I can't even tell you how many people this probably saved on day one for Caretaker.
Facts.
Like this is so good
when
it comes to...
pull it out immediately and have damage ready to go because it's unlimited ammo.
Exactly. And it scales its damage, gets more and more stronger as you shoot the mag out. And then, I mean, now it's going to be 10% damage buff versus the 5% that it had before. Like, dude, this thing's going to be insane. And then it looks incredible too. Like the aesthetics of the weapon is so cool.
Can't agree more.
It's beautiful.
And we didn't talk about its catalyst either. Its catalyst is basically what we're talking about in terms of the nanites. Improve the nanites. Great thing to have in the kit.
Let's alter this a little bit. Let's just give our overall grade. We'll do PvE and PvP together, just because we don't run out of time, because we have 6 more to do. Just so that way we can give our full explanation. So overall PvP, I would give this an 8 out of 10. At the right now, this weapon's an 8 out of 10 PvP. In my opinion. So I'm not sure if you guys would agree with that, but let's I'm gonna go over to the next one here. So our next one we have is Graviton Lance. So Mr. Luke, let us know overall grade. You can separate it if you want to. But what are your thoughts on the exotic pulse rifle Graviton Lance?
I haven't used this since like when
a long time
D2 came out. Like it's been a fat minute since I've used this.
God.
Like the last time I used it, I think I was caught off guard thinking it was a scout rifle because of the way that it shoots.
It's one of the only ones that shoots 2 projectiles instead of 3.
Yeah, I used it in PvP a lot back in the day. If I'm being honest, I think I did a lot. I do. To be honest, it's tough to grade this because I don't use it. So I'd probably just give it a 5 out of 10 on both
Okay.
sides because I do like the way that it looks and I like the way that it
I
feels.
love the all
But
white shader that it has. That is
I
It has
beautiful.
Yeah.
great
yeah
ornaments. It has great
yeah.
ornaments. A lot of people don't know about the
But I don't
ornaments.
use it enough to like have any real opinion on it. So I'll just go even and just say 5 out of 10 on both
5 out of
sides.
10. Okay. Easy, easy. I'm gonna be a little harsh here. I'm going 3 out of 10. And here's my
Mm.
reason. Here's my reason. This has not have this other than PvE, and you have to like have that perfect build. And like someone I think I put this in a TikTok actually, and someone's like, "Oh, I love Graviton Lance because it works so well with Nezerax." Damn, that's actually a good point. That's a good point. Like it's that void build that you can get a lot of ability weapon or ability energy back and stuff and get your super quickly. But there's just so many better ways to do it. And Graviton is just beat out by so many other weapons, whether it's a pulse rifle, whether it's an SMG. Right now it's SMGs. Or right now, whether it's a scout or anything like that, or freaking
Mhm,
even an auto, I don't know. But
mhm.
other than the ornaments, this is getting a 3 out of 10 for me because it's just very underwhelming. If we can bring it back to the days where it was a 2 burst to kill someone in PvP, I would probably never take this off.
Mhm.
Please don't do
I
that.
I'm actually
Yeah.
gonna count I'm
If you're
actually gonna
listening,
counter you,
Bungie, don't do
Maddox.
it.
I'm gonna say that this is a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it's a 7 out of 10 because obviously we already talked about the ornaments being. I don't know if you guys seen the ornaments, but the
Ornaments are
ornaments
fire.
are in the ornaments are wicked on this thing. Like
They are
caught me
fire.
off guard, wicked, right? Um, but let's just talk about. You mentioned the whole Nezerac thing, right? This thing is aside from collective obligation, which we're going to get to, is probably the best
Mhm.
void pulse to have with all void builds. And I feel like a lot of you guys are missing its exotic perk. It has the same behavior as a outbreak perfected in terms of dealing with groups of enemies. Once you get a precision kill, I don't even think it has to be a precision kill. Once you get a
I
kill
think it's
on
just
one
kills,
enemy,
yeah.
it literally I forgot the name of its exotic perk, but it basically drops a tiny little cluster of void explosives once you kill somebody, and it'll literally blow up every ad around it. I was using this last week in what was the thing with Kargan? What's the name of that freaking GM?
Oh,
Forget the name
Insight.
of it.
insight.
Insight Terminus when it was Void Burn and
Mhm.
free barrier pulse. This thing was doing work. It actually does insane damage against the barrier shields, and it does have 100 range. I believe it has 100 range. It has 100 something in its stat. To be honest with you, it's definitely not handling because that's what
Yeah,
exactly
it's not.
that,
Definitely
that's
not
the
handling.
that's the exact thing that drops it down 3 points for me because this thing is absolutely terrible in PvP. But
It
it's
is.
so good and has great synergy in PvE that like it's for any void builds or anything like that. Like I don't know, it just smacks and it's just great. And they made changes to the gun that gives it Vorpal weapon, which it does great damage against
Okay, I didn't know
bosses.
that. I didn't know
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that.
has
I
Vorpal
Wow,
they
weapon on it.
did do that.
It has Vorpal weapon on it. It's a great gun. If you have a void build, and I mean, all these pulse rifles are going to be kind of niche.
Right.
Besides Outbreak Perfected, it's just good across the board.
Being a
But
kinetic, I
this
agree.
one, yeah, this one is if you build it correctly, like this thing will go
I'm
crazy on
going
like
to
a
I'm going
void
to
burn
now. You've convinced me
Yeah,
enough to go try it for sure because I
for
like
sure.
Nezerax and stuff. I'm gonna have to go make a little build with it. So, what
Yeah.
Same. I didn't
are your
even
thoughts, Walzer?
like. It's been
Go ahead.
so long since I've used it. I didn't even remember.
Agreed.
I
Same,
like.
same.
I'm just now remembering. Like, oh yeah, it blows stuff up whenever you shoot at. Like that. I forgot how awesome that was. So thanks for reminding me.
hmm
I'm gonna have to go
The
try it
only
now. So,
the
Wait,
only
what?
time I've used this weapon was to finish the catalyst.
oh
I
my
literally finished the
Its
god.
catalyst for it and
catalyst
threw
is
it in the
worth it.
vault.
Its catalyst is worth it. I think
Oh
its
yeah,
catalyst
I
is what
have
gives
it
it Vorpal.
done. I haven't even used it, but now that you've been talking it all up, I might have to go try it out with like a Hoyle Titan build on Void or something like that.
Try it with the
YouTube
void builds,
video.
man.
There
Yeah,
YouTube
you
video
go.
to
Yeah,
watch.
yeah,
try it with
there,
the void builds.
maybe, maybe.
Underrated PVE exotic pulse rifle.
There
Boom.
you go.
Boom, million views.
Yeah,
Pop
Sounds
I
good.
off.
It
probably
sounds good
I
too.
don't know anything about it. I
It does.
have
It
I
does have a
can't
cool
use it enough.
sound. I will agree.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. It does have awesome ornaments. I'll give it a 6 out of 10 just because I haven't used it.
Okay. All
For
right.
sure.
The
You got
ornaments are
some love
gas.
from you guys?
Bro, I'm not
Ornaments
gonna
are gas.
lie. I like during the beginning of D2, I was doing a bounty. I didn't want to say this earlier because I don't want you to make fun of me, but you can just make fun of me. I was doing a bounty, and it was to get scout rifle kills, and I was using this, and I'm like, bro, why
Why
is it
is
not
my bounty not progressing?
Yeah, bro. And someone's like, dude, you're stupid. It's a pulse rifle. I'm like, no, it isn't.
Oh
And
my
I
god.
inspected
That's
it.
hilarious. That's
That's
hilarious.
right.
All right, let's see. You guys got this one's my favorite. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. This is my favorite.
Oh
Oh,
god.
bro.
Of course it is.
The next one we have is the illustrious No Time to Explain. Mr. Luke, start us off, my friend.
All right. This came out in Beyond Light. I used
It
it
did.
from when Beyond Light, when I got it in Beyond Light until like a long time. So I'm just gonna straight up give it a 10 out of 10 for everything because I loved it in PvE because of like it just froze everything. It had like the little orb next to you or whatever, and I don't know. It was just a beast. I loved using it.
It's an arc soul. I don't think it freezes,
Arc Buddy,
but it
yeah.
is an,
Yeah,
it is an
Arc
arc
Buddy,
soul.
whatever the heck it is, I love it and it helps me. And then I used it in PvP for like 2 straight seasons. Like I just only used this
It's a
and
freaking
Beloved
beast.
or whatever I was using at the time. And it was money. I love the way
Yeah.
this gun feels. I love the way it looks. I love the nostalgia behind it. Because I don't know if you guys used it, but I did not use it ever in D1. But
When
I
it was
love
the
it.
Stranger's rifle or whatever
Yeah.
it was.
It was
Yeah.
the Stranger's rifle. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually some lore behind this gun but I'll tell you. I'll let Maddox go first.
Yeah, no, definitely don't hesitate to share. What'd you give it? You give it a 10 out of 10, Luke?
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10.
Okay, there you go. I'm gonna bump down just a little bit. I'm gonna go 9 out of 10. The reason is because it is pretty overwhelming in PvE. I will say, in my opinion, it's great for like just running through strikes. If there's an arc burn where you can pair it with some arc souls, maybe hit it with the what's the gauntlets that give you the arc souls and
Getaway Artist, right?
Getaway Artist. You can pair it with something like that and have a fun little build. But I don't see it being useful in endgame like GMs or raids and stuff like that. Can it be? Yeah. But is it going to be underwhelming compared to other builds that you have? Absolutely. PvP, this thing's an absolute freaking beast. 10 out of 10 in PvE, 9 out of 10 in PvE if you want to separate. But this thing's 100% at my forefront whenever I'm going into trials.
It's a laser, bro.
This thing is an absolute beast. I love it. Love it. One of my favorite pulses ever.
It's so fun to play against too, right?
Play against?
I love playing against it.
Absolutely.
Like Merc said it in the comments. He said hot take 6 out of 10. That is not a hot take. This thing is a 6 out of 10 in PvE easily. There's too many better options. The only benefit that this thing gets out of PvE is its arc soul and how even with its catalyst, how cracked its arc soul gets. But that's as far as it goes. So it's definitely a 6 out of 10 in PvE. PvP, this thing is fucking annoying to play against. Excuse my language. This thing is annoying.
I love it.
It's a great. It's literally the best pulse rifle in its class. It's annoying to play against. I think its ornaments aren't really that good. Its best ornament is its orange ornament.
Yeah.
Braytech one.
But yeah, so I'm gonna, because I hate this gun, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10, not a 10 out of 10 because I'm spiteful.
9 out of 10 overall. I'm same.
But some of the lore behind this is do you guys remember back in D1, there was a person that got this gun.
Yes.
But it was not called No Time to Explain. It is a 1 of 1 created back in D1, and it was called
Fate of All Fools.
The Fate of All Fools.
I remember that.
And only one person, I believe, till this day, still has that gun in D1. They still have it. 1 of 1. It is only on that account. I can't remember the reasoning as to why he got it. I think he was going through some mental things, and Bungie wanted to lend a helping hand and give him something super dope that only he has in the game. Apparently, he loves the game, so Bungie wanted to support, and this is how they did that. And they gave him literally this gun, but it's called Fate of All Fools. I don't even know the name of, if it even has an exotic perk in D1, but but so it's pretty cool lore behind it, but definitely 6 out of 10 PvE, 9 out of 10 PvP.
And that name later turned into the Jade Rabbit's exotic perk, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed that. That's the exotic perk name.
Yeah, the exotic perk on
is called Fate of All Fools. So very, very cool. Someone in our Twitch chat says that it was a gentleman that had brain cancer and Destiny helped his reflexes, so they sound like they kind of helped him out with something like that. So that's cool. That's an awesome story. I knew about that, but I didn't really know a
Yeah.
lot of backstory, but I knew there was
I
that one
remember that.
gun
I
that
remember
was
that.
skinned. So,
But yeah,
Mr. Walzer.
dude, this. I will never use this thing in PvE. There's just no reason for me to use it. There's so many better
Right.
things.
Yeah.
So in the PvE, I'm giving it like a 2 out of 10 because I'm never gonna use it. But my God, is this thing a beast in PvP? I think the weekend that we played on Distant Shores, I think I put 600 kills on this weapon alone in a weekend.
That's nuts.
Dude, I crushed this thing so hard. But dude,
What is
this
this? A
thing
340? Is it 340 RPM?
It's whatever the highest impact is. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's 340.
Stupid impact. That's
It's
what
340.
it is.
And I swear that this thing shoots faster than all 340s. Like the bullets are tighter. The bursts are tighter
This thing
than
has
all
no
the
recoil,
340s.
bro.
There's
no
zero recoil
on this
on it.
weapon. Yeah,
There's
that's what I
zero
love about it.
recoil. You
That is what I
start
love
getting
about
those headshots, you're getting that arc soul, and you're doing more damage. It's ridiculous in PvP. It's a 10 out of 10 in PvP.
There you
I
go.
hate using. I hate playing against it, but I
Let's
love
see. It
using
looks
it.
like so this is the newest addition to the pulse rifle exotic family. We have Revision 0.
Excellent pulse.
Love this picture of it, by the way. This picture is
So sick.
So Luke, tell us your thoughts. Start it off.
All right. This one, I don't know what people think about this, to be honest with you. I don't like it at all. I've used it some in PvP. I think it's useless in PvE. I haven't done all the catalysts though. I haven't had time. So listen, I'm gonna be the most dad of all of you guys in all of these categories. All right. So like the
Okay.
last category I just said I liked to use that weapon in PvE, and you guys were like, oh no, it's the worst. It's because it's not meta. So in this, I haven't given a chance. So from what I've used, I
It's
think
newer.
I feel like it feels like a sponge, like I'm just shooting like nothing out of it. I don't know. It's not something I love to use. I tried really hard to like it because I think it looks freaking great. It's one of the coolest looking pulse rifles ever. But like I said, I have no use for it. So I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10 because I'm never gonna use
Yikes.
it. I'll use
Damn.
it if one of you sends me a video and says like this is why you should use it and it makes sense and change my mind. I will.
Check out my my exotic ranking video.
Okay.
Find
Well,
that
then
playlist.
I'll
There you
watch
go.
that and then maybe that because I'm like really like when it comes to guns in this game, like I'll just use meta. Like whatever is the best of the best, it's gonna get me the most stuff done efficiently. I'll just do
Sure.
that, even if it's not fun. But I need someone to tell me because I'm not gonna figure that out on my own.
Gotcha.
So, but right now, until I watch that video, I'm just gonna give it a 2 out of 10 because I don't like it. But I want to hear your guys' opinions because it might change my mind.
So I'm with you on this one, Luke. I haven't had much experience with this weapon because I just got it maybe just a couple weeks ago and just haven't grinded to get the catalyst. And this is one of the weapons in the exotic family that you can actually level up. So those that you can craft it. So you have a lot of different perk pulls, a lot of different exotic perks you can put on it that make it better than others might think. I think it has a fantastic potential in PvE. It has intrinsic anti-barrier. It is a heavy, hard-hitting pulse rifle that also has that kind of sniper rifle, like really heavy hitting charge rifle feel to it. Whenever you get that sniper perk up, I can't remember what it's called, like targeted something. And
Targeting data.
there you go. So you get that up there. You get 4 freaking shots that go about 20k, depending on your level and stuff, give or take. And I think it's great. You have the 2 firing modes. You have the 4 burst, and you have the 2 burst. The 2 burst is a bit underwhelming. The 4 burst I love for PvP because that's what I'm used to. That heavy hitting 4 burst. You know, if you're lucky, you get that 2 burst kill and stuff. But I have not crafted it and I have not leveled it up enough to really get the full effect. So overall, I'm gonna give it about a maybe 7 out of 10.
Cool. So I have a lot to say about this thing. I've done a lot of research and a lot of I had to make that exotic ranking video, right? I'm giving this thing across the board an 8 out of 10 overall.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, so it's craftable. Okay, so the versatility with this gun is there's a lot of different things you can build into with on the catalyst portion that Luke and Maddox said they didn't have a chance to grind out. There's actually only 2 important catalysts that you need to put on this thing, and the one for PvP is going to be Outlaw. This thing notoriously has slow reload, so Outlaw is literally a necessity on this thing in PvP, right? Because it's literally once you have it fully ranked up and you have all of the forgot the name of it, all of the hunter's traces, and with each hunter's trace, it it buffs every stat. Just so you guys, if you guys didn't know that, while we were going through the exotic missions each week and we collected each hunter's trace, it buffed every single stat. Right. So
Okay.
I think my revision 0 has 100 handling because I have elemental capacitor on it and I run arc. It has damn near 100 range because I run the 2 burst mode, and I'll tell you why I like the 2 burst mode over the 4 burst mode. And I think that was it personally for PvP. But and you don't talking about the sniper mode, I don't really get a lot of benefit out of the sniper mode in PvP. But in terms of
It's a
PvE,
lot to charge up. I will say.
yes, absolutely. And if you Perception actually made a video on this a long time. Well, not a long time ago. It was actually a while ago, or like maybe 2-3 weeks ago. If you and this is the other exotic perk that you put on this thing. It's fourth time's a charm, I think is what it's
Yeah.
called.
Yep.
Fourth
Yeah, that's
time's a
one.
charm. So if
Very
you
popular
have
one.
full targeting data, you can actually shoot. You only get 4 shots, right? If you have full targeting data and you're on the 2 burst, or I think it was the 4 burst, where it doesn't really matter, you can actually shoot, I think 6 times or 7
You can get
times.
8.
Chat,
You
correct
can
me if I'm
get
8. 8.
You
I
can get
wanted to
8
say
and
8, but I
have
didn't want to be
everything
wrong.
perfect.
You can shoot 8 sniper shots if you
Wow.
hit all headshots with 4 times the charm. And but you only have 4 loaded in the chamber.
You
So
also have
you
to
can shoot
you have to
8.
proc it at a specific time too. Like
Yeah.
you have to like perfectly proc 4 times the charm as you're going into sniper mode, and
Yep.
then you hit your sniper shots, and then you can have 8.
You can get 8 sniper shots on that thing. So that actually
Damn.
would be absolutely insane in PvE in terms of and the sniper bullet is the equivalent of a 72 RPM, I think. Sniper. So
Okay.
basically, whatever sniper allows you to one shot a warlock in his well of radiance, that's the archetype that sniper is, right? So it's really crazy damage, right? And it just the perk composition on it is really nice, especially for PvP. Has great damage if you run the 2 burst, and it's also really good for 4 burst. If you run elemental capacitor, literally my favorite perk of all time. You can ask my community. I love elemental capacitor. You literally get free handling. I get 100 handling. Handling is my favorite stat in the entire game, so it literally gives you free handling. And if you run solar, you get free stability. If you no
Reload.
solar's reload.
Reload. Yep.
If you run void, you get free stability. Like it's just I don't know. I just love the feel of the
Strand's getting
gun.
you AE.
Mhm.
Yeah. Strand gives you good
I'm a
airborne
huge
effectiveness.
Ellie Cap lover as well too, so I'm
Yeah.
with you on that one.
So yeah, I'm gonna quit rambling. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. It's great,
Okay.
great weapon.
This makes
I
me
agree.
want to go grind out some stuff.
Nah, yeah, I'm gonna give it like a 7. I like it. It's pretty strong in PvE. It's not like gonna be something that you're gonna want to always use in endgame content, but
Yeah.
it's definitely something that you could use and get away with it. Because I know quite a few people that I've been doing GMs with, and even myself, I've used it in GMs. The sniper mode, I wish it one-shot barriers shields. I wish it did, but
No,
that's
whack.
that's besides the point. It should do that anyways, but whatever. The one thing in PvP is if you get that sniper thing active, you basically have guaranteed shot if you're in the air. Like because it's gonna work as a primary AE.
Yeah.
So you jump in the air and you're gonna hit your shot.
Yeah.
Unlike most snipers in this game, you're not gonna hit your shot
Yeah,
if you jump
because
in the air.
it's still coded as a primary in the game. So yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. So your AE is going to be insane with the sniper mode. So you can actually hit some pretty crazy clips. But I don't really like using pulses that much in PvP. But it's a solid weapon all around. And honestly, the exotic quest to do it is phenomenal. I
Yeah.
love doing that mission. And then the fact that every catalyst gives it a different look, it like kind of upgrades the look a little bit,
Yep.
is really cool too. I hope
That's
they keep doing
really neat as
things
well.
like this
Agree.
down the line.
I agree. Awesome. I'm gonna have to go get the catalyst now and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely something you want in your arsenal, bro, for sure.
We have 3 more. We're gonna run through these pretty quickly so we can still talk about the TWAB and stuff like that as well too. So
True.
keep these kind of short and sweet, but give us your grade and we'll go from there. So the next one is going to be Vigi Wing, my favorites. So Luke, start us off, my friend.
I love Vigilance Wing. I've never used it once in PvE, so I guess I can't really give an opinion on it. Like I genuinely have never used used it ever in PvE. Back in its dude, there was like I don't know how it performs now because I haven't used it in a long time. But whenever it was, I mean, it was a pretty hard meta at some point. I cannot remember when it was in PvP where that thing was ridiculous, bro. Like it was so good, but I don't remember when that was. So I I'm just gonna go with a quick 6 out of 10 because I used it that one season or whenever, and I think it looks beautiful. Like I said, all these guns look beautiful and they're cool to use, but like it sits in my vault. So
Yeah.
I'm just I know it was probably I think it was one of the first. It has four shots that come off of it,
It's
right?
five.
Yep.
There's five
Five.
shots.
Oh,
Okay.
five. Yeah, that's right. It
It
is
was one
five.
of the first ones that did that, I think. Don't quote me on that, but so that was that definitely felt different at first, and I liked it in PvP. But like I said, I've never used it in PvE, so I
I'm with you on that
can't
one.
really give
I'm with
you
you
a
on that
thing.
one. I never used it in PvE. So and I don't think it has much benefit in PvE if you ask me.
No.
But the 5 round burst being how unique, and then the catalyst before, of course, before all the changes gave you full auto. Love that change. When I got the catalyst, I used this thing day in and day out, and I still love it to this day. Because I'm a full auto on a pulse rifle lover type deal. And so PvP, I'm not even gonna rank it for PvE because it's really just pointless. But PvP, I'd give it a solid 8.5, 9 out of 10. It is a
Mm.
very strong exotic, but you do have to have a certain play style for it. If you ask me,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got to be really just kind of waiting for your shots before you really. It's not one to be aggressive with for sure, but this is one that's really going to kind of catch people off guard when they peak for like maybe a little bit longer than they should. You got 5 shots right in their freaking head, and they're like, "Holy shit, what was that?" It's really
Mhm.
one of those like team shooting aspects, and that's what I kind of love about it because that's kind of how I'm a player I am. So
For sure, and I actually want to kind of build off of that. This is exactly why I don't like this gun because I am a hyper aggressive kind
okay,
of player, and this it pretty much counteracts my entire play style, right? Because I have to sit back here and be a little bit more patient. The pacing
hmm
on the gun, since it shoots 5 shots, is extremely slow, even though it's big damage, but it just doesn't benefit my play style at all. But I'm not trying to say that it's a bad pulse because it's not. It's just very niche. So I'm gonna give it a like a 7.5 out of 10, I think, for me.
okay, Walzer,
Great damage, but doesn't fit my playstyle.
gotcha.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think I've used it twice in PvP. It's definitely a strong pulse rifle, but I literally have never used it in PvE and never will. But PvP, I would say it's like a 7 out of 10. It's solid definitely, but I can't play slow, and you need to play slow with this.
You
Yeah.
do. I agree. I agree. Okay. All right. I'm upset you guys don't love my pulse rifle. That's all right.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Next, we have a pretty interesting one, and I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about this one because this is an OG one. We have
Oh
Bad
yes,
Juju.
10 out of 10.
My nostalgia is gonna take
10 out
over.
of 10. Okay, tell us why.
Bruh, this was my favorite gun in D1. So like I don't even care about D2. I'm just gonna rate this for my Destiny life. This is one of my favorite guns of all time. Like I used to be able to run this in PvP, solid. Run in PV, solid. Always have my super constantly. It was just it never have to reload. Whatever. I love Bad Juju. I haven't used it in a long time because I genuinely don't know if it's
I have to bust
I
it
just
out.
there's other stuff to use right now. But yeah, it's nostalgia wise. I use this weapon more than like probably any weapon in D2 from the amount of times I use it in D1. I freaking love Bad Juju, bro. Such a good gun, dude. It's so unique and it looks cool and the catalysts are sweet. I love it. I love it. I love
Dude,
it. 10
the
out of 10.
ornaments are sick. I absolutely love the aesthetic of this gun because it is so unique. It's like a Rat King, but for a pulse rifle. It's got the bones and stuff on it, and I love that aesthetic because I think um like how bones of AO, they have the bones on there, and the ornaments are sick. There's like a riven head on one of them or whatever. It's very cool looking gun, but personally I find it very underwhelming to use. I find it, and just in this meta now, it used to be fantastic. D1, it was fantastic. I remember sitting there doing my sword quests, and you have to farm the hive door, and you have to get super kills with whatever and this and that. And this is
You
the
just
one
want
gun that
that
you,
GG.
that you had to
Yeah.
use, or that part of the quest sucked terrible cock. It was terrible. It
Sweet.
was
I
but
agree. I did the same thing. Yeah.
other than that, this weapon is just nostalgia, and I would give it a 7 at the most.
I'm gonna agree with Maddox. Definitely 7 out of 10. Definitely stronger. There's definitely stronger weapons out there in terms of exotic pulses, but just the nostalgia factor and just not having to reload and always having your super makes it a really like it actually can shock you in PVE for sure. Just being able to chain all those kills and not have the downtime of reloading. Just the only bad thing is it doesn't do the damage that I feel like it should be doing in terms of like in-game content because it is that archetype of pulse rifle that doesn't do a lot of damage per burst, which you probably wouldn't even take advantage of String of Curses if you know shoot maybe like a major or something. You're not killing a major in with one mag with this thing. It doesn't do enough damage. But just the overall just feel of the gun and just dealing with trash ads and just the perks, getting your super all the time and not reloading and just the look of the gun. Has some pretty unique ornaments in D2, but I'm
It
still going to give it a
does.
7 out of 10 for sure. So overall,
Yeah, I think I've used this a few times. I think people said it got buffed at one point in PvP, and I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. Tried it for a few games. I was like, this isn't for me. So I just am not a personal fan of the weapon, but it looks so cool. I
Mhm.
love the design of the weapon, but it's just not something that I enjoy using or have used quite a bit. So I probably would give it like a 5, maybe a 6 out of 10.
There you go. There you go.
Cool,
One
cool, cool.
cool little story about this weapon as well too. Before we go into our last one, is this was one of the weapons that was like, um, data mined for Destiny 1 alpha and beta and stuff. Like
Yeah.
people were like, oh, bad juju. This is, oh my God, this can be so cool. Is it a rocket launcher? Is it a this? It is that? What type of gun is it? They didn't know. They just knew the name and they just kind of had like, I think they had a kind of an idea how the weapon worked. They didn't know what it looked like or what type of gun it was. So this was something, you mentioned midnight release earlier.
Yep.
Freak. I was at my midnight release at a mall and they were like, guys were going like, dude, bad juju. I can't wait to get this weapon. Blah 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 blah. I just always have that memory in my head of this
Oh
one.
yeah.
Also, the
Cool.
site sucks, by the way. I hate the site.
The site isn't too good. No,
Terrible.
correct. I actually don't
All
have
right.
any of the ornaments either, so I don't know if it changes the site, but
I
who
don't
knows?
think it does. I think they're the same. All right, last pulse rifle. Again, we'll keep it quick because we guys still have some. We want to talk about some weapon tuning, and then we have a trivia that you guys all listening can take part in as well
And
too. So
I'm gonna pull in a last minute thing, a hot take that we need to
we'd
talk
love
about
to hear it.
right before
Oh,
the end of this, all
great.
right? Because
Okay,
it's a
we
good one,
love
and
that. All right,
that's
last
the
one here,
end.
guys. Keep it short and sweet. What do we think about the Val Exotic Pulse Rifle Collective Obligation?
I've never used it, but I have it, so I'm no comment.
There you go. I
Everybody's like,
I have never
No.
I don't have it, so I don't even have
I
the
don't
comment.
have it either.
I haven't. I have it. Don't worry.
I have
I
it.
have it,
I've
don't
just
worry.
never used it.
The Freak, let's hear it then, because we really
Okay.
can't
Freak's
even.
the only one that can give anything on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Logan actually said use scope in the chat. That's one thing I want to touch on first. There,
Pay
this
to win.
this ornament you have on right now. Well, this isn't even an ornament. This is the default ornament, I think. Right? Or is
Dude, I
this an
don't
ornament?
know.
I can't
I think
the
remember.
that
only one I
might
can
be the
find.
ornament one.
The ornament one. Okay, because the default ornament is literally it blocks your screen. Like, and
Does it?
some of it blocks your
I
field.
think this is the default one. I think this is the
It is?
default one. Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense. So
There's
literally,
there's a skinnier one that kind of looks like the void trace rifle that you shoot the eyes with. I can't think of the name of it. It has a similar look to how that I can't. What's the
okay,
name of
yeah,
that
yeah.
trace rifle? Doesn't
You
matter.
said it was void. I can't remember.
Yeah, the void one, the one that you shot the eyes for. Hello?
Yeah, I got
What is
nothing.
it?
I got
don't know.
nothing.
Can't think of it either.
I don't know. But no,
We'll do
like
trace rifles next.
there's one ornament on here that literally makes the gun like
Ruinous,
so
that's
much
what it's
better.
called, Ruinous Effigy.
Ruinous effigy. Yeah,
It has an ornament that
literally-
looks similar to that.
there's just one ornament on it that makes it so much better to use. Like
I've
like
heard.
just-
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
right. But onto the weapon. I feel like this gun is super niche for it to be really, like Mark said, 10 out of 10 with the right build. Like I don't really, I
That's how
have
kinda
it, but
felt about
I don't fully
Graviton.
understand its exotic perk. I don't fully understand it. Apparently, like it does increased damage or increase something to void debuffed targets. So only because of that, it's because of how you have to kind of think about it, which
Mhm.
makes this gun super niche. Because it's like if you guys ever played Anthem back in the day, when
Fuck
that
yeah.
flop of a game, right? the whole
Don't say anything bad
synergy.
about it though. Love that fucking game, dude.
I love the game too. I'm sorry. I'm sad that it flopped.
I'll play
But
it right
either way,
now.
I'm either way. So that game had a priming aspect and what is like a prime, and then it was like I can't think of the other name after prime.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what this gun reminds me of. You have to prime the targets to then really get the full benefit out of the gun, right?
Mhm.
You have to, and the priming aspect is essentially void debuffing them, whether that be making them volatile, making them suppressed, whatever the case may be. And then you hit R on your keyboard, turn this thing on, and then you really get the benefits from it, right? So it's super niche. I've heard it works really good with Gerfalcons. What doesn't work good with Gerfalcons if it's void? Um, so because it's super niche, it's really hard to rank it. But from my personal understanding of it, I'm gonna give it maybe I want to say 7.5, maybe 8 out of 10. I don't
Okay.
really use it a lot. A lot of people say it's 10 out of 10, but I don't use it enough. But I do see its potential, so I have to give it a 7.5, 8 out of 10.
All right. That was a great session. I think we all had some hot takes here and there, and we'll get this off the screen. And I'm trying to think of what I want to do next. I think we're gonna do trace rifles next. I think that'll be fun to talk about. So,
Sweet.
but I'm with you on
Oh
the collective
man,
obligation.
it's gonna
I
be
don't
like
really
haven't
know.
used it, haven't used it.
Yeah.
Dude,
What
there's
do
some
you do?
juice
How do you
trace
use it?
rifles, man. There's some good trace rifles in the
There
game.
is. Honestly, I thought there were way more exotic pulse rifles until I was like looking through. Like, damn, there's really only this many. I thought there were way more, and then I started to think about it. And there's not. So, but
Exotic
I'm a
SMGs.
fan. I'm a fan of exotic pulse rifles and just pulse rifles in general. So, but all that talk about weapons, we're gonna get into our next talking point here, which is the new weapon tuning blog that just came out. Wallzer, I'm gonna start with you because you've made some videos about this. What are your just first thoughts? And you can even kind of summarize what the changes are and stuff like that because I'm just not very knowledgeable about what they were. So give us your first thoughts on that blog.
So as far as I can remember, what I just put a video out on was the kinetic changes because they completely changed the way kinetics. Well, not completely, but they basically made it so kinetics had a base of 1.05 damage multipliers, and that also applied to the stasis weapons. And so now they've taken that completely out of stasis. Stasis will just do the base 1 damage multiplier, but kinetic primary weapons are going to do 1.1, which is basically 10% more damage. And then kinetic specials are going to do 15%. So things like Izanagi's Burden, Wither Horde, Outbreak, all of
Jeez,
these
they're just gonna
weapons
get
are
better.
actually going to be a
Kinetic?
lot stronger.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Wither Horde's a
Wither
kinetic?
Horde is a kinetic weapon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
I love Wither
anything
Horde.
that goes into the very first slot is the kinetic is like it does, as long as it doesn't have stasis on it, it's a kinetic weapon.
Okay.
So Wither Horde,
I
Izanagi's,
love Wither Horde.
Arbalest, all of those weapons are going to be stronger now. So like
Okay.
we're going to
That's
be
exciting.
those weapons are going to be a lot more useful now. Outbreak, yeah, Outbreak was one that like I was instantly thinking about too. Is like this one could be incredibly strong now because it was already strong to begin with, but now it's going to be doing more damage. So I mean that's just one thing you just have to pick up. But heavy GL's got a buff, which I mean I still don't think we're going to see a lot of usage. Maybe Wendigo, like the last if you get a good
Oh,
Wendigo,
dude.
maybe
Speaking of Wendigo, when is
very
GM
last week of the season.
Yep.
Okay.
Very last week.
I'm
of the
gonna
Very
need
season is
last
when
week.
we
I'm
have-
gonna need to give me
Yeah,
some.
Anarchy.
So I hit
Anarchy
you.
is another one. I don't have Anarchy because I just
Oh
am too
my
lazy to
gosh.
grind all the spoils and I didn't play back then. But Anarchy is
Bot.
looking to be pretty strong.
I miss the Anarchy days, bro. The freaking meta Anarchy days where I never didn't have it on and end game content.
Breach
Yeah.
and cleared meta. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Breach
then
clear meta.
linears,
Yeah.
the linear nerf. The one thing that is like it doesn't apply to Sleeper. So Sleeper didn't get that linear nerf. So that Sleeper still could be pretty strong. I mean, linears are still going to be strong regardless, especially Cataclysmic. Machine guns got a buff. That's in PvP too, which was actually
That'd be interesting. The new
interesting.
machine gun coming in.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. In PvP, it might be
There you go.
interesting, but a bunch of exotics are getting like verbs for 3.0s and whatnot.
Sunshot,
like,
baby.
yeah, Sunshot's
Oh.
getting Sunshot. What is Sunshot getting? It's getting scorch stacks.
It's getting scorch stacks when you with any
Hold on.
ad that gets hit by sunblast will get scorch applied.
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah.
1K is gonna do the scorching too. Like 1K,
Sick.
if you hit everything with it, it's like an instant ignition. So that could be interesting as well. But yeah, they did a lot of
Ooh, 1K would
reworks
be
as
stupid.
well. Rewind rounds is not going to be on just Vogue weapons now. They made that clear.
Okay.
Osmosis and ECAP with Strand giving it plus 20 AE, and that was pretty much all they changed from just looking at it. Oh, they also kind of buffed Eager Edge,
Yeah, they did.
There you
They
go.
did. They did. They did.
Lovely.
but that was
Let's
pretty much it.
But I want to ask you, Freak, because that's kind of what we just kind of wanted a quick little rundown and what our thoughts are. I think these are all great changes. I think it's pretty obvious to say, and I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure we're all in agreement that, like, I mean, yeah, things might be a little bit overtuned, might be the only concern. Being some of these like Wither Horde being already absolutely busted with how easy it is to use and stuff, and you pair it with the Unstoppable and all that nonsense, and it's just fantastic. But um, Freak, we wanted to touch on this a little bit as well too, and this might be some of your upcoming content that you mentioned. Is what are some things after hearing these changes coming in? What are some things that you want people to get before Lightfall? What are your recommendations, or what are you striving to get that you may not have already before Lightfall comes in?
Okay. So kinetic wise, we already touched on it. If you don't have an outbreak perfected,
Right.
get that joint. Get it now, especially with the kinetic changes. Get it now, especially Izanagi's
Mhm.
is gonna be extremely scary.
Yeah.
You know, scary in a good way. Definitely something good that you want to have in your arsenal for boss damage. If you know, if we, think about if those kinetic changes, come to Izanagi's like we think they will, like it's honed edge times 4 is going to be stupid,
Mhm.
right? And especially if you know how
Oh,
to
yeah.
hot swap, all that stuff, that's going to be a
When you
must
have a
for sure with the
div and
kinetic
stuff like
changes.
that, it's gonna
Yeah,
be
exactly.
sick.
for sure. Yeah. What was the other thing? I think it was a little bit about the eager edge change. Literally, if you don't have eager edge, they're essentially making it to where they're removing the penalties. I forgot what
Yeah.
penalties it was.
It was
Evan,
if you were
that,
going too fast, you wouldn't be able to get that Eager Edge if you pulled it out. But
yeah.
they kind of took that away now.
Okay, for sure, for sure. Yeah, so definitely, I mean, just for speed running and PvP specifically, I always run half the other half or half truths. Um, the lunge is absolutely absurd for my PvP cats out there. Definitely get an eager edge. It's extremely good heavy. I don't know, and just movement and maneuvering throughout the map is definitely get an eager edge. What were some other things? More
You think they'll ever come out with a
focusing on
solar version of that sword? Thoughts?
Dude, I want a solar
That'd be
Eager
sick,
Edge
right?
sword.
soul. I think there. No, there's
No,
not.
there isn't. It's
There
just
Oh,
isn't.
it's
other
just
Yeah.
half
Arc in the
and
Void,
half
yeah.
truth. Give us an exotic one that has Eager Edge on it.
World Line Zero. We wouldn't have eager edge if it weren't for World
Just
Line.
change World
true.
Line and then
Yeah.
make it have Eager Edge.
For sure.
Let's just because we're kind of coming short on time, we want to kind of
Okay.
start wrapping things up because we do have an event for you guys. We brought you guys on for this first time. We're doing some trivia, and we're also doing a Destiny fashion off. And we're gonna accumulate some points to have a winner for a Steam card. We're gonna give a chat a chance to answer or to ask you guys any questions that they might want to ask you. Short and sweet. If they do ask any questions, we'll put it up on screen. And then Luke had something to talk about real quick that we wanted to get into.
I'll have the first question. All right, this is perfect.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
So
This is this was a hot topic on Twitter this week. It's very dramatic
I already
in a
know
lot
where
of
you're going
ways.
with this. I already know where you're going with this.
So the day one raid challenge, the contest mode.
Oh, okay.
Bungie decided to. So the raid was going to be on Friday, and usually there's 20. If you don't know what this is, which if you're listening, you probably do. You have 24 hours to beat the raid on contest mode, and you get a day one emblem. There's also a world's first race. The first team to win gets a special emblem, and they usually get the exotic. So they
And the
decided
belt.
since it's on and a belt. Yeah, I forgot about the belt. And since it's on a Friday this year, a lot of people aren't able to do it that work or whatever. So they decided, and I think there's more to it, obviously, but they decided to extend it to 48 hours. So you have all of Friday and Saturday to finish the raid on contest mode, and you get the same emblem that people the first day would get. They get the second day. So what do you guys think? Like, I'll say my opinion too in here, but I just want to know what each of you think about the change to from 24 hours to 48 hours.
Freak, you want to go first on this one?
I absolutely want to go first.
All right,
go ahead.
Have at it.
Okay. So somebody came through to my stream and asked me this. 2 or 3 people actually asked me. I just don't understand why this is such a big issue. I'm gonna be completely honest with everybody here. If I'm a business, right, I want everyone to get a chance to play all of my content, right? I want everybody to have a chance, right? Everybody to do. We all have lives. We all have different things going on. If this was on Saturday, this would be different, right? If they started this on Saturday, what I'm going to say right now would not apply. But since it's on Friday and they wanted to extend it into Saturday to give more people the opportunity to take part in this it's essentially an annual event with Destiny, right? And it's we all want to be a part of it, but why is it so wrong for Bungie to want to include other people to gather and participate in such a very, I guess, because it's a moment for the game with each release and a new entry and new installment into the game, right? So I just don't understand why all of the elitists are shunning Bungie about this, talking about, oh, you're taking away all this, you're taking away all that. Not really. You still get the prestige of having the emblem. All the creators out there that do this for a living will be here playing it. You'll get your day one. You're essentially saying that these people that don't have as much time as I do get the same luxuries that I do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Does that make sense? I feel like everybody should be given a chance. Like, for example, Luke is probably a perfect example for this. Luke has a bunch of, he has a family. He has a bunch of stuff going on. Luke wants to take part in this thing, right? And maybe Friday is not a day that he can do it. Okay, so now that they opened it up to 48 hours, now Luke has a chance to get that day one emblem, right? I bet Luke is happy about that, as well as everybody else that's in Luke's situation, right? So I just don't understand, what I would love to hear the other side of this. Why is it such a bad thing to include more people in the community to take part in this event? I just don't understand. The elitists in our community are literally making it harder for newer players to come to our game with this mindset. That's just what I think about it. And it's those upper echelon that less than 1% of people out there that are really hurting this game from its growth. And this is just one example of it. That's what I think. So
yeah,
quit complaining.
I mean,
let people enjoy.
I don't
the
think that's
game.
complaining. I think that's just.
To build off of that, it's like, yeah, I understand why people don't like the change is because they don't want everyone to have this emblem for whatever reason, because everyone's going to wear the emblem for a day and then take it off and put whatever emblem they don't normally run on. They're only going to show it off to people here and there and show them their raid report where they have the day one finish on it. That's whatever. That's besides the point. I think it's a great change because it allows more people access to it. Because if you think about it this way, not everyone's going to actually finish it.
Yeah.
Like, people will have 24 hours. They will go for those 24 hours and they will not finish it. It allows people to get those breaks, like they said, which is also very good because I've tried doing day ones and they suck. If you get stuck at a boss,
add something real quick to that point.
Go for it.
People won't even finish in 48 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I last time, this is Val we're talking about now, where Val was extended due to the bugs and stuff. I hopped in with a team that I thought would have finished it within the first 10 hours. Hour 39 of them going, and they couldn't complete it. And I'm like, dude, I don't have faith in you guys at this point. I'm sorry. Like, I'm giving up. Like, they needed someone. I felt so bad. And these are some of my friends that I look up to. And I just won't say any names, of course. But and I hopped in there and like, dude, their coordination, their sense is just not. It's been 39 hours they've been playing.
It's not healthy. Yeah. It's not healthy at that point.
One, it's not healthy. Two is now that they. I mean, that's just how hard this content is, and it's how hard it should be.
Yeah.
One, people have access to it, but still not able to complete it. Sorry, Walter. I just wanted
No,
to like,
I was actually
48
gonna say
hours
that.
is still
I was gonna say that. Like, even though
unachievable.
you could give 100,000 people the chance to do it for 48 hours, doesn't mean they're gonna finish it
Yeah.
because you actually still have to have some skill and a brain to complete
Right.
it.
It's still a difficult thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like, I mean, I'm hoping that this raid is actually challenging as well, and that's
Oh, it's gonna
part
be.
of the
It's
reason
definitely
why
gonna be.
part of the reason why they made it 48 hours. Like, I mean, I hope it's
I hope
challenging
that's the
regardless.
case. I hope they're like, dude, you
I
guys
hope it's a really
need
challenging
48
one.
hours.
Yeah, that would. This
You
shit's gonna be
guys
hard. You
need that
need
shit.
this. You guys are gonna need to take a break because your
I
mind's
would
gonna go
absolutely
out of
love to see another Last Wish scenario.
Oh,
Two
same,
teams
bro.
finish it.
Dude,
You know,
I would love that.
like
'Cause
I would
Last
love to
Wish-
see the difficulty day one of a Last Wish.
Dude,
'Cause
I would love to.
I didn't get to
pound
do
my
Last
head.
Wish day one, and I would love to try it. Like,
Dude.
damn, this shit's
Dude,
hard.
I would love to just sit there and pound my head into a wall trying to figure out the goddamn mechanics behind something.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I like, and then the satisfaction from completing a day one raid is something I still think everyone should have access to even trying to do.
Absolutely.
I know, Freak, we did day one King's Fall, the remake.
Yeah.
We didn't finish it because, you know, War Priest Challenge was RNG. We're gonna whatever. That's
Odds,
neither here nor
dude.
there. But
Odds.
dude, when we got the like whatever, Maddox.
Shut up, Maddox. Nobody
Whatever.
cares.
You're
you
so
finished
cool,
it,
man.
bro.
You're so much better.
Literally,
than
no
us.
one cares. You
No,
finished
no,
it.
no.
Shut up.
But dude, like the satisfaction when we killed Oryx on
Oh,
contest mode
goodness.
was like, dude, like it's something that it's like
I still
such an
have the
adrenaline
recording.
rush. Yeah, exactly. That's in our fucking Six Fronts revealed thing.
Yeah.
Is you killing
Oh, yeah,
Oryx.
yeah, that's right. It's me killing
you
Oryx on
killing
day one.
Oryx. Yeah,
That's right.
But like, I think everyone
17
should have
hours in.
I think everyone should have a chance at that. It's
Absolutely.
definitely like one of the most fun things in the game, and we only get it twice a year because we get it with the new raid and the revised raid. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
everyone should have access to it. The emblem is literally just an emblem. Honestly, everyone would have shut up if there was a tracker that just showed what place you were. If there was a tracker that said what place you came in worldwide, no one would care that it's 48 hours.
Would be an insane thing to come across if you just see somebody in the
Dude,
tower or in your
That's what I'm
party
saying.
and it
Top
says
10.
and it says
like 15.
raid completion day one, like or like first to complete. Dog, you're like a
Exactly.
celebrity.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
You
That's
pull up into the
insane.
tower, you see that emblem, and then you're like, all right, I wonder what, like,
Hey.
and everyone has this tracker on. I wonder what place he was. You see, like, 15, you're like, oh, shit, this
Yeah.
guy is good. This
All
guy
right.
is him. It's
Bro,
like,
yeah, I'm
That's-
with you guys, dude. My opinion
Agreed.
on this.
I'm totally with
yeah,
you guys as well.
Like my opinion, 100%. And you're right, Freak. I am a good example of very busy. I don't have enough time to like. I have to like very specifically plan, like take a day off to do this kind of deal.
Yeah.
And getting an extra day is awesome because then I can do it on the next day. Or I film weddings, so if I have a wedding on Friday, we usually have a wedding on Saturday, so it's actually kind of nice it's on Friday. But if it was vice versa, it'd be the opposite. But the I just think it's amazing that they're giving people an opportunity to play that wouldn't have had an opportunity to play on Friday. And then
Absolutely.
also
Not
it
everybody
gives
can take off.
it gives the server space just in case like crap blows up, then everyone can't complain that
Shit's
they
gonna
didn't
blow
get a
up.
good place because it blew up and there was only 24 hours or whatever.
yeah.
Now on the elitist side of things, like I kind of live in the world of, and this might just because I'm getting older. I don't. Nobody cares that you finished it on the first day. Nobody cares. Like
Correct.
no one. Maybe like 10 people in the world are going to go look at your raid report and be like, "Oh my gosh, you finished it on day one in that place. That's crazy." Like it's a cool accomplishment. Trust me, I think it is. But me personally, I'm not gonna like respect Maddox more because he like finished it faster than me or whatever. Like I don't care.
Dude, you finished slower than
Four-time
me.
day one raider, 2-time raid race champion, Maddox. Let's
That's
go.
just me, and I have a feeling that there's a lot of people like me that feel that. And this little tiny portion of people feel like the extreme, like if I don't get to show that I finished it on day one, screw all those people on day two that finished it. They're the worst. Like I just think that's a bad take, in my opinion.
It
I
is.
think
It's a bad mentality to have, and it's just like why would you not want to welcome newer lights to your game if you are Bungie? You know what I mean? You have a great IP, you have a great community, quote unquote, great community, right? You have the good people out there. Why not, why not try to rake in more people? You know what I mean? This is an excellent
Yeah.
game that I just I can't wrap my brain around as to why I do not see this game have more viewers on Twitch. You know what I mean? There are so many people who stream this thing,
Very
right? But there's
interactive, very
yeah,
just I mean, I would say the this is going to a whole nother conversation, but the new light experience is absolutely awful.
it is awful. That
Very
is true.
Pardon my
overwhelming,
language.
but
Yeah,
I
there's just so
agree.
much to the game. Yeah.
Just to kind of wrap this up, because I haven't really given my opinion much on it, but I agree with Luke. I agree with Freak. I agree with Walzer. It's all great to have new people come into your game. It gives them access. You have 2 weeks of grinding. That's plenty of time if you ask me, whether you have a full time job or not.
Mhm.
You can do this in 2 weekends time, which is what I'm going to be doing, and just play the raid. Enjoy it with your friends. Whether you complete it or not, you're given enough time to do so, and hopefully that time period it runs smoothly. Like that's what they're
Mhm.
given the time for. Like just in case something goes wrong, boom,
Mhm.
you have plenty of time to complete this. So when you
Yeah.
may not, you may
Yeah,
not,
you may
and that's
not.
okay.
Yeah.
Bro, and
That's
And
okay.
to add on to that, there's one more thing. If you think you're this good at the game, bro, just go help other people. There's free content.
Right.
Like you're helping people
watched
do a day one raid.
I
Like that is
watched my
free
buddy
content.
I watched my buddy average 200 viewers doing challenge helps on Rolk. And it was
Ex-
just constant
exactly.
challenge completions. And all the way up until the final 48th hour or 40 whatever hour. And dude, this man was if 17 hours he did of just Rolk challenges, averaging 200 plus viewers because he's just helping people.
Yeah,
And I'm just
exactly.
like, dude, it was just mind boggling. But
yeah.
real
I
Yeah,
have
exactly.
one more
go
thing,
ahead,
and then
go ahead, go ahead, go
we'll
ahead.
swap to the last thing. You guys are saying like this is a difficult thing to do. Like a day one raid is not easy at all. Like not even
Exactly.
close. I don't. If anyone says it's easy, they are just like they're like a 1% of the player base, maybe less, half a percent.
Salted
The
Greppo. That's who
like
you
Dude, that
are.
guy even
48
said the change was good.
48
Yeah,
hours isn't even like even 48 hours is not going to be enough for like the majority of the team. So
Right.
like
That's what we're
Mhm.
saying. Yeah, yeah.
regardless of if you get the emblem on day 1 or on day 2, it's the same amount of accomplishment, to be honest. Like you're
Agreed.
beating something that's extremely difficult, that takes a lot of teamwork, that is like very built around these days with the contest mode, built around having builds and like actually knowing what you're doing. You can't just go in there these days and just be good at the game. You have to be
Yeah, for real.
strategic
You
in
gotta
every
prepare,
Yeah.
man.
aspect. And if you're not, then you're not going to finish in 48 hours. So I think it's the best thing. It's like one of the coolest things they've done. Now, if they could get rid of all the bounties that we have this season, next season, then we're rolling.
Yeah,
True.
for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Just because I want to use this feature because we have an actual question from chat. And it's from I think one of Freak's friends here. We can put it up on screen.
Both of our
Very cool.
mods.
I love this feature, by the way, with our new setup. It is from Neko, one of their mods. Says, I don't know how this question thing works, but I want to hear y'all's opinions on what's the next reprise raid. With a quick little opinion and prediction on what the next reprise raid is going to be, whether we know it, whether we don't. What are your thoughts?
I feel like it's got to be. I personally think it's either going to be Wrath of the Machine, because I feel like there was so many like predictions back in the day right before Kingsfall dropped that, oh, they're going to drop Wrath. And just from the trend that they're going on, well, how many Destiny 1 raids have they brought back? Just Kingsfall, right? What was the other
Kingsfall and
reprise
Vogue.
raid? Vault of
Vogue.
Glass. So going from that trend, I feel
Crota, by the way. They skipped Crota.
they might put this is a running joke in my chat, but if they add Crota back, it's probably going to be a dungeon. No cap. It's gonna
I can agree
it may be a dungeon.
Dude,
But
that'd be
if
amazing
it's
if
not a
Bungie did that.
yeah, if it's not a dungeon, it's either going to be Crota or Wrath of the Machine. I feel like that's what I think. No
I'm
way,
right there with
because
you.
they're not going to reprise like an old D2 raid, at least not
Nah,
right now. Because
not
if they
yet.
would, then I thought they'd bring back like not Spire, but Crown of
Leviathan?
Sorrow, Leviathan.
okay.
Yeah, that Crown of Sorrow or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I probably I'm impartial because Crota was my first ever raid that I did, and I did it with my best friend, and we would always duo it. So like I'd love for them to bring it back and make it actually challenging. Like take all of the ways that you can cheese all of these encounters and actually make it a good raid. Like, well, I mean, it was a good raid. I thought it was really cool, like stepping down into the Thrall area for the first time,
Yeah.
and you're just getting
Mhm.
absolutely swarmed. That was super cool. I think they could actually make the raid challenging.
They could
Absolutely.
for sure.
And I would love for them to bring that back. It's not going to happen. It's probably going to be Wrath, but that would be I would hope it would be Crota, like with actual challenge.
I'm just gonna
All
reach
right.
back here and then pull out my Ethernet cable. Just when I'm getting into the
Exactly.
dungeon to the Crota encounter. You know what I mean?
That's iconic. Yeah. Here's
Yeah,
here's my
just
quick opinion. I think it is Crota. I think I'm gonna stand on that. I think it is
Okay.
Crota, and the reason I say that is because I just feel like it just makes sense. I don't know why it makes sense. It just makes sense.
Is
Crota
it
just
because it's
makes sense.
green and
Maybe that's what it is.
and
Maybe it's literally just
trans
the color.
green?
I don't know. But just Crota for me just
That's a
makes
good
sense.
point, though. It's a good
Here's my
point.
reasoning: is they totally diss Siva. Siva is out of the game. Like they're just like Siva had its thing. It's done. We don't care about Siva anymore. It's pushed back. That's like the only storyline that's done in this whole fucking game is Siva now. Like
yeah.
Really?
they can
Okay.
do one thing is they say they said it themselves. Siva's gone. They're done. Like that storyline's through. And that's why I think it's
Mhm.
gonna be Crota. I think Crota is gonna be, like you said, reprised in a way where it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be kind of new feeling. And here's a fun little story. Um, Crota was my first ever raid I ever completed in Destiny 1. And I was a little child. I was a little baby boy at that time with my PS4, maybe might have been even Xbox 360. And I was made fun of, you know? You know why? Because the only primary weapon that I could use that I thought was a damn good primary weapon was Suros Regime. And I was in that bitch and I was ding 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 ding, and I was
Ding, 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 ding.
killing so many thrall, dude. I thought I was hot shit. And someone goes, who the fuck has Suros Regime on?
Oh my god, bro! The community back in the day was
bro.
horrid.
I
Like,
didn't
not
say
me.
shit because I was so scared they were gonna kick me because we were just about to complete it, bro. And I did not say a word, and I just kept going with it. So if Crota comes back, you have my word. I'm beating that bitch with Suros Regime on. Okay, I don't care what anybody says.
6 Suros
I don't
Regime
care what
for
I like
anybody
it, I
Crota.
like
says,
it.
bro.
That's hilarious.
So funny
just-
little story with that
I just
one.
want Necrochasm to come back too if they bring back.
That would
Crota.
be
Dude,
fucking
yeah.
sick. I totally agree. 100%. That's what I
Necrochasm
would love
come
to
back.
see as well. Hell yeah. Luke, set us off and then we'll get into some trivia.
What am I? Oh, with what I the
Yeah,
question.
what do you think the next raid's gonna be? It's on the
Surprise
screen,
raid.
bro.
The next raid.
Oh my god.
Yeah, probably Wrath. If I'm being honest,
Oh damn, so I'm the
I
only
don't
one.
think
Okay.
I don't think Siva being out of the game, like the lore doesn't matter because all the reprise raids are just in a thing.
That's true. Yeah,
That's
they're
it.
just fucking raids. Who really cares?
Yeah, it's just like a playlist. I don't think they'll bring Crota back just for the length. I mean, they might. I'd be cool if they would. I love Crota. I think it's a fun raid. I like fast stuff too. Would prefer
Yeah.
to do a fast raid than a forever long raid unless it's fun.
Yeah, I think that's what we
Uh,
need. We need something that's like just really quick. Because these
Yeah.
raids that have been coming out, King's Fall, it's multi-chaptered. It seems like you're going through this whole thing.
Yeah.
I agree. I think we need a short
But-
raid.
I
that's
wonder
just
what
easy to-
challenge mode would look like on Crota.
Dude, that
Besides them
thrall
doing
area,
it twice.
Yeah, that thrall area would be no joke.
be fun. The ogres and stuff standing on top of it. Yeah. Be sick.
Well,
I'd
I
love to see
think-
it. I think I'd rather see Crota than I'd rather see Wrath.
I would
I'm not a
rather
really big
see.
fan of Wrath.
I would rather see Crota. I just think it's gonna be Wrath.
Do it 3 times.
But I would. I think Necrochasm would be the raid exotic from Crota.
Oh, that would be so lit if it was
Dude,
Necrochasm.
so
I would love that.
sick.
I would love
But
that.
yeah, that's what I think.
All right.
All right, let's do this.
I think we're here. This is here. Are you guys ready? Let me explain this a little bit. Again, new segment on our podcast. This is going to be Destiny themed trivia. We have 6 total questions that you guys will see on top of or at the bottom of the screen. And it's going to go over a bunch of different things. There's 3 of them that have a for sure answer, and then there's 3 of them that have multi answers. And however many you get of those answers counts as a point. So when we get to the end, we're going to tally up your points. And then at the end, we're going to have a fashion show. We're going to bring their guardians up on screen. I have both their screenshots ready to go.
I'm about to get roasted.
Wallzer chose his Warlock, and Freak chose his non-exotic wearing Titan. So we're going to get to that. And
I
that
respect
winning,
that.
you guys will be able to, if you guys are listening live and you guys are watching live in Twitch chat, you guys are going to be able to vote in a poll of who wins the fashion game. All right. And that's going to be worth 5 points if you win. So that could be the tiebreaker if Wallzer's just stupid as hell and Freak just really is very smart.
If you know I am.
Wallzer might be able to get a little comeback.
You
if he
saw
wins
the
fashion.
trivia game we played last time on Six Fronts.
Oh gosh. All right, so here we go. The first question, I'll read it out loud, and of course you can also see it on stream as well too.
Okay.
Is what were the name of the yellow bar enemy you had to stun in the Scourge of the Past raid?
You think
What
I
was the
did
name
this
of
I
the
didn't
yellow
play
bar?
Bro, that's a hard
I didn't even
question.
do this raid.
I think
was
I
it?
know the
Damn
answer
it.
though.
Don't look
Is-
in chat. Don't say it in chat.
Bro, I saw
I-
what chat
I
said, and I had that in my head.
I don't even. I haven't.
So
done
make
the
sure
raid.
you turn off Twitch chat. Make sure you don't get any answers from them.
Well,
What is
I
the
don't know
yellow
it.
bar enemy? If you did say something, you got to write it down. Show the screen.
Wait, I need a pin? No.
I
Scourge of
told
the
you that's something to
past.
write down.
What were the enemies
Ash,
in
give me a
Scourge of
pin,
the
please.
Past? What were the
I don't know
enemies
this.
in
I don't know
Scourge?
this answer
Was
If
it
you
anyway.
don't know
Hive?
the answer, then we'll just give you guys
Was it
no
Hive?
points. No, there's a specific name for the enemy. It's
No,
a
I know,
fallen
but-
enemy.
Oh, it
It's
was
a fallen
fallen.
enemy. Yep. There's a specific
Fucking
name. It's the
Randall the
only time they've
Vandal.
ever used these enemies.
Randall the Vandal. I don't know.
Wrong.
Man.
Wrong.
I don't know. I didn't do that raid.
I'm not gonna cheat. I saw the name, but I'm not gonna cheat. I'm just gonna say I
Did you?
don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, the answer is Berserker.
I was gonna say
Was a
that, but I saw
Berserker
it in chat.
fallen.
Merc
Good job.
threw it in chat.
Good job,
You
everyone.
Zero. If you Merc, you're banned again if you do that shit one more fucking time.
Meatball.
All right. So the answer to that was Berserker. The second question, 0 points either for both of you guys so far. What was the first nightfall of Destiny 2?
Oh,
Write
you
it
gotta know
down.
this. You gotta know.
Nobody-
this.
What's the name of it, bro? Oh my god.
Nobody say a word in chat.
Am I
Nobody
writing this
say a
down?
word. You write it down. Show the screen. No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
You did say show the screen.
Bro, I know the raid. I just don't know the name of it.
It was a nightfall. It was not a raid. You already lost.
Did I say raid? The
Say raid.
the nightfall.
What was the first nightfall of Destiny? By the way, a little hint: it was timed. You have to finish in a certain amount of time.
Weren't all nightfalls like that back in the day?
Yeah,
in
wasn't
the day,
that like
yep.
how
All
every
of them are
nightfall
like
was?
Yeah, but then I mean, fuck, that's just how long ago it was.
I
Damn.
don't know, man.
Well, you already got it wrong. I already saw your answer. So fuck. I'm just kidding.
Did you actually?
No, I didn't see it. I was kidding.
Oh, okay. I thought I would.
All right,
Oh
you guys
my
got 10
God.
seconds. 10 seconds.
I'm
10,
ready.
9, 8,
I'm just putting
seven,
the only one that I
6,
think.
5, 4, 3. Write something down. 2 and 1. Show the screen.
Fuck! I said
That is
the right thing.
incorrect. That is
That's supposed to be
incorrect.
Saber, but I didn't freaking.
That is
I
incorrect.
knew it was
You
Septic's
guys-
Prime.
Wait,
I couldn't
was it
think of
Val's to Arc?
Septic's.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
No.
it was.
Are you guys not reading the question?
What was the first nightfall of Destiny 2? Yeah, I didn't
Destiny
play.
2.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't play.
I thought Destiny 1.
Oh,
No, I'm not gonna know that.
What is?
I'm not
what
gonna
Oh, I
know
know
the
what it
nightfall.
is.
It was
It's-
Arms
I immediately
Dealer,
thought
baby.
Destiny
Arms
1.
dealer?
Arms
Yeah,
Dealer
Arms
was the
Dealer.
first
Guess that
nightfall
one, 'cause
for
that was still in the
Destiny
game.
2. Yep.
I
Yep.
know.
Arms dealer.
Why did I
Okay, well,
think
I
it was
just
Destiny?
Yeah,
completely
you guys gotta
misread
read the
that
question.
question.
You guys gotta
I
read
thought
the question.
I thought D1 too. That's my fault. I'll take the L on that.
Would I have been right if it was D1?
Yeah, Septic's
It was
Prime.
definitely
Really?
Septic's Prime. Yeah, I just couldn't think of the name.
Septic
Guess I'm not as
Tank.
stupid as
Yep.
I thought I was.
All right, here we go. This is the last of the one answer questions. So, here we go. You guys have 0 points so far. Holy shit.
We
You guys
suck.
are doing
I
great.
thought these were good questions too. I'm glad you guys
Dude,
aren't
these
answering.
these
so.
are good questions. Just
They
I
are.
didn't play back then.
All right, here we go. What animal are the 9 collectibles you find on Europa?
Oh, this is easy.
Easy.
All right, write it down whenever you have it ready to
I
go.
got it.
Let me know, and
I'm
we
ready.
will.
Walzer's confident.
Watch
confident?
me like be so confident and it's just wrong.
Now I'm probably gonna be that way too. I'm gonna be honest.
All right. Are you guys ready? Have your answers?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
All right,
roasted.
Let's see it. Show the screen or tell me what it is. All
Penguins.
right.
This is backwards, but it's penguins.
Penguins. There we go.
Penguins.
You guys both got one answer correct.
I need to
Good
start
job.
writing
Tied at
in.
one.
I need to start writing
You're
in
tied at
reverse,
one. It
bro. Hold
was
on.
penguins. It was penguins.
Congratulations.
Just Freak, go into your settings and then hit the mirror.
You can hit the
thing.
mirror. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
and
all right, you guys
settings
each
in your
have-
video.
There we go.
There
There
you
we
go.
go. There we go. Cool.
You guys each
Right,
have
yeah.
1 point now. So you guys got
Okay,
that
sweet.
right. The answer was penguins.
Nice. Nice.
So the next 3 questions are all multi-answers. However many you can give me
Shit.
correct is how many points you'll get. Are you ready?
Okay.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
actually I'm gonna save this one for last because this one's fucking hard. I had to literally
Great.
look up the answer.
Great.
All right, here we go. This was the potential of 3 points, but give me as many as you can. At the most 3, though. Okay. Name 3 raid bosses that are not the final boss. I'll give you guys some time on this one, but just think about it. Think
Like
about
a trick question?
BSC. Think about other raids that have more than one boss.
This is easy.
Give me up
Oh,
to
wait,
3.
yeah,
so
this is
easy.
Up to 3. Up to
So
3. When you're
easy.
ready,
I got
let me
3.
know.
I'm ready.
Can we
This is
give
gonna end
more
in
for
a
more
tie.
points?
Nope, just 3. Just 3. Just 3. All right, Freak. If you got 3, let's hear it.
Uh,
3 raid bosses that are
Okay,
not
yeah?
I'm good.
the final boss.
All right,
Let's hear
I'm
it.
good.
Here we go. What you got, Freak?
I got Golgoroth, War Priest,
one.
and Atrax.
There you
I
go.
literally
There's 3
had the
points.
exact same 3.
That's 3 points right there.
I
There you
literally
go.
wrote the exact same
There
3.
you go. Love to see it. All right, so you guys are tied at 4. You guys are
Oh
tied
my
at
god.
4. Are you
Great
ready?
minds, Evan.
The next question. 2
Great
more
Getting
minds.
questions.
intense.
This is also a potential of 3 points because there's 3 answers. Are you ready?
Okay.
What are the 3 weapons that did not come with the reprised version of Vault of Glass? There are 3 weapons that are missing from the OG Vault of Glass. What are those 3 weapons?
Say the
You got
question
some
again.
time.
The
What
3
are
weapons
the
that
3
didn't come back with
weapons
Vogue.
that did
Okay.
not come back with the reprised version of Vault of Glass? There were 3 weapons in total that were in D1 that are no longer in the D2 version. You cannot obtain them.
Do I have to say the actual names? Or do I have to say
Yes.
what they are? Okay.
What the name is? I don't give a shit what
I
type
only
of
know
weapon
one
it
of them.
was.
There's
This
2.
this one was tough. I had to look this up because I knew what they were. I just didn't know the names. I'm with you on this
I
one, Wallzer.
know I know 2 for sure, but I don't know the name of the second one.
I do. This
right, we'll
one of
give
the
you
guns
guys-
was extremely hard. The drop rate
Yeah.
was literally
Dude,
non-existent.
I have that exact
Yeah.
same one down.
Yep.
Neko says another 3 points for me, baby. All right, Wallzer, give us your your
I got
answers here.
Atheon's epilogue,
Okay, all right.
the
That's
auto
one.
rifle.
That's one.
That's
Freak,
the only
what
one
you
I had
got?
down.
Oh, you only have one. Oh, you're done. Okay.
That's
Yeah,
all
I
you
only
had
had
was
one.
one.
I got
I
Praedyth.
only have one.
I got Praedyth's timepiece and Praetorian foil.
There you go.
Oh,
There you
wait.
go. So
I didn't
Freak
have
is
those
in the
2.
lead.
He's
And
in the
I-
lead.
I should have said the auto rifle. I completely
Yeah,
spaced.
dude, I
on the auto
missed
rifle.
that auto rifle. That thing was
All right.
so fun.
We have a lead here. Okay, this one's gonna be this next one definitely going to stump you guys. So just really think about it. It's if you think about it, you can get at least a few. I know for sure. But this may stump you guys completely. Freak may just may get this one just based off no answers. Here we go. What are the names of the 5 worm gods? Think about it. Very short names. I'll give you guys that. They're very short names. Nothing like fucking 2, 3 longs. But what are the names of the 5 worm gods? I gotta go to my answers.
I'm
Walzer's like,
so glad I have so many people supporting me.
Walzer's like, what? Are those in
There's 5 worm
PvP?
gods. You said right.
Yeah,
You said
there's
5.
5 worm gods. While we're doing this, I want to show you guys. Again, this is the trivia's going on, but we're gonna go ahead and give you guys a little sneak peek on the Destiny. So you guys, I'm gonna give you guys time on this. Don't look it up, of course, but I'll give you guys time. We'll come back to this trivia here. What I want to do is just skip over to the final segment, and this is the Destiny fashion show. So while you guys are thinking about your answers, while chat's thinking about their answers, again, the question is, what are the names of the 5 worm gods? I'm going to show off what we have here, and that is, we have first, this is, again, Destiny fashion off. This is between Wallzer and Freak. The first one we have here is Mr. Wallzer. Chat, if you guys like Wallzer, get ready to vote because you guys are going to be able to choose a winner. The winner gets 5 points added onto their score here. And whoever wins gets a $10 Steam card directly to them.
Yeah, where they can
courtesy of
buy
me.
10% of a game.
They can buy $10 worth of silver. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
Drip.
this is Wallzer. If you guys are thinking blue, think Wallzer because he's got the blue in his room. And then secondly, we have Senior Freak here, the non-exotic wearing Titan. Again, this is a fashion
Look
show.
at the Tims, please. Not the Tims. The
What are
Kyries.
those?
The
What are
Kyries.
those?
So thinking about it, I'm
Kyries.
going to go ahead and try to create a poll here so you guys can start voting while we are looking at the last question. Let's see here.
The Tims.
I got to think about how to do a poll. You guys know how to do a poll? I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to your Twitch manager.
In Twitch.
And you
Is it
got you
flash
probably got to
poll?
add it as a quick action if you don't have it already from there.
Here, I got you. 1 second. Keep talking about stuff.
Bro,
Dude.
Bro, where are the mods at? Can we
the one.
can we get a poll?
I I can't.
All
This
right,
is all
here
I
we
can
go.
name.
We're
I
gonna
don't
go
know
the
any of them.
old-fashioned way. We're gonna go the old-fashioned way. If you guys are watching live and you guys like Wallzer, the Blue Warlock, type a 1 in chat. All right, I want to see ones in chat. That'll be your vote. If you guys like Wallzer's Warlock, type a 1 in chat. I'll give you guys a couple seconds to do so, and you guys can obviously think about it. If you guys like Freaks Titan, the non-exotic wearing some bitch, type a 2 in chat, and we'll tally up the votes. That's your answer right there. Tally up the votes. We're gonna go back to the question here. So
I think
gave
we
you guys
have to
plenty
be
of time.
affiliate for polls.
I think that's the problem. Yeah, I agree. All right, we're gonna go back to the trivia. You guys had some time to think about it.
I'm not
Going
getting
back to
any more.
trivia.
I
not
can only
getting any
I
more.
can only name 3, and I barely got those. I'm probably
Dude,
wrong.
I
about
only
it.
got
Okay.
one.
Okay. One. Okay. All right. Well,
I'm an
here's the
idiot.
chance. Chat, you guys have, again, if you guys are like Wallzer's Warlock, type a 1. If you guys like Freaks Titan, type a 2.
No,
That'll be your
Merc, you
vote for
can't
now.
name them. No,
No, Merc,
Merc.
shut up. Merc's about to get banned, 100%. All right, here we go. Mr. Wallzer, please let me know.
I only
what
got
your
Zol,
Zol.
the motherfucker we killed in the strike.
Zol
Yeah,
is
that was the
correct.
first one I
You
got too,
now
yeah.
have 6 points in total. Mr. Freak, you have 6 now. You guys are tied, but if you can give me some points, what are we thinking? What you got?
All right, so I got Zol, obviously.
Okay.
Yule, Y-U-L.
Yes, that is
and
correct.
U-R.
Yes,
that one
that
of
is
them?
also correct.
Okay, all right.
That is also correct.
That's all I
Damn,
know.
3 points.
That's
boys.
Dude, I
That's 3
said
points.
I had UR in my mind, but I'm like, nah, that's
Yeah,
not one.
it's
You're
just
very
you
good
are.
names.
Idiot. That is not one.
You have 9 points, and now you are in the lead by 3 with Wallzer at 6. You guys want to know the other 2 that you guys didn't get?
What?
There is
Yeah.
Akka, A-K-K-A,
Akka.
and there's
That's-
Eir, like E-I-R.
Isn't Akka Oryx's worm god?
I
or
think those are the... Are those not the sisters? That's not the sisters.
I
thing,
think
are
it's
they?
tied to it. I think they're tied to each other,
Okay.
though, aren't they?
I have no idea, bro.
I
Don't
have
ask
no
me anything
clue,
about
but-
lore.
All right. Yeah, same here. All right. So we have a 3-point lead with Mr. Freak. Again, we're going to go back to the Destiny fashion off here. And I'm going to give you guys one last chance
That's stupid.
to vote for your fashionista. Again, if you guys like the Warlock here, you will vote, type in a 1. We're going to go ahead and tally these votes up while I'm thinking about it. Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
People cheat.
I don't want to do double. Lexi, did you already? You did. I counted yours. Was that 5? Did I say 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You got it.
5 votes. 5 votes.
we need
5
to
votes.
do
Is
a
that
polling freaking thing.
We need polls so bad.
it? All right,
Affiliate
so
us,
5 votes
Twitch.
for Wallzer. 5 votes for Wallzer. Let's see. Let's go back to the Titan here. We got. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6. I already count 6 2s that are not duplicated. So we have a winner. Mr. Freak
Unfortunate.
is the dub.
Hey, let's go, boy.
We got the
Congratulations.
dub.
Let's go.
He is the first ever.
Let's go. Hell yeah.
There you go. Well, Freak, congratulations.
first
You won our
winner.
first ever trivia and fashion off. Wallzer, you didn't meet any well, you met all the expectations we had for you on the
Yeah, I
trivia
figured.
there. So.
Just being a complete moron.
Oh my god.
But
Leave
thank
the
you guys
boy
for being a
alone,
part of
man.
that. That was
Yeah,
that was a lot
fun.
of fun. I truly appreciate you guys being here. We went well over the time limit that we had anticipated,
2
but we had
hours,
a lot of
brother.
we had a
We
lot
did
of
it.
great conversations. So thank you guys. I want to especially thank Twitch chat for being here. Again, we stream live bi-weekly. We have special guests like Wallzer and Freak every time. And we have a lot of different segments like we did today as well, too, where you guys can interact live as well, too. So if you guys are listening, make sure you guys pop into the Twitch chat and come in to interact with us whenever we are.
Don't forget our little
Live.
surprise. Don't forget our little surprise, Merc. Or
We
not
do.
Merc,
I'll
fucking
let you guys
Maddox.
do your outros. I'll let Luke do his outro and stuff, and we'll do the surprise here in just a moment. So, Mr. Luke, take it away, my friend.
Yo, yeah, like I said, if you're listening right now, thanks for making it to the end. If you're watching live, thanks for being here. And if you're watching on YouTube, you're a champ. You should like the video and share
Absolutely. You
it. We
should.
love you.
True.
Thank you two so much for being on the podcast. Maddox, it's all right that you're here, but these two, I'm so thankful that they made
Listen
it.
here. We're producer now.
It was so cool to meet you, Freak, and Wallzer. You know I love you. So it
I
was
love
fun.
you.
It was fun. I want you two to let
Great
me
time
know
for sure.
where can we find you? What are you working on? just blast yourselves real quick before we wrap up.
Go ahead, Evan.
You go first, Freak.
Okay, sure.
Just gonna make
Okay,
a comment
so,
on your wording choice there.
Got you. Okay, so you can find me everywhere. Just name your social media platform and just type in FreakIsFire, and you will see that green F. Follow me everywhere. We are closing in on 100,000 followers on TikTok. I just need 3,000 more. Go ahead and
That's
drop a follow,
awesome.
please.
That's
Big
huge.
That's
milestone.
awesome, dude.
It's literally
Congrats.
the
gonna happen.
longest 3,000 followers of my entire existence. Please help me out.
There you go. You heard it
But
here
yeah,
first.
daily content, trying to innovate. If you like Fire Destiny edits and Fire Destiny content, please follow me everywhere. Okay, I appreciate Luke and Maddox, and obviously Evan for letting me know about the podcast. I always love being a part of podcasts, and
Soon
you
to be
guys
a
got
part
a
of
great org
something
going here.
else with Six
Yes,
Fronts. We'll get to
sir.
that.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
Wallzer.
shit.
Nah,
Where we at, my friend?
this guy Freak is absolutely insane with his edits. Definitely get that man to 100K, please. No, you could find me on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. Instagram is gonna be eWallzer. Twitter is gonna be eWallzer. Twitch is Wallzer with 2 R's. TikTok is eWallzer, and then YouTube is just Wallzer. I'd love to one day have just one across all platforms, but
That's a
people just
good goal
for
to
some
have.
reason like to have Wallzer on other platforms. So yeah, that's neither here nor there. I'm trying to get a lot of YouTube out prior to Lightfall. I've been grinding YouTube a lot this year. It's kind of my main focus. Coming into Lightfall, we're going to be going crazy. I'm probably not going to leave this chair very much. Thank God for the weights behind me, because I'm not seeing the outdoors for 2 weeks.
Now, real quick, go into reality real quick. What's happening in the near future? Go ahead and shout out your significant other. What's going on here soon?
Oh yeah, I got engaged in September. We're getting married in September of this year. It's gonna be a great time.
Let's go, Evan.
Yes,
Let's go.
yes, I'm incredibly excited. She is
That's
incredibly
awesome.
excited.
Congratulations
It is
to both of you guys.
stressful planning a goddamn wedding, though. Jesus Christ.
Indeed.
But yeah, I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited for everything that's happening this year. I'm graduating university. I'm becoming a real person and going out and working.
Welcome.
Not excited for that. But yeah, no. We're just gonna be grinding hard nonstop until I don't think I'm gonna stop.
We love that. That mentality literally just screams Wallzer, dude. We love it. That's why we got you here, brother. We appreciate
Yes,
you,
sir.
and thank you guys
Love that.
for being a part of this, because this is a lot of fun. Like being able to produce something. This is the vision that me and Luke both had for this podcast. Again, a lot better of a live viewing experience, but also a great listening experience as well too. You guys did a fantastic job, and we just again appreciate you guys being here. So
Yeah, and you're both handsome.
Thank you.
so.
No,
you guys are both
so
very
hot.
handsome, and we can all go to dinner at GCX.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
sir. Yeah, are you guys
It's my
gonna
wife's
be at
birthday when
GCX?
we're there, by the way.
100%.
I'll
100%.
be
We're
there.
all gonna be there.
I have the whole month
absolutely.
off. Dude, you know what, Sam? I'm actually going to be going to GCX, and then I'm staying in Florida for another week after that. My family's all going to come meet us. So you wanna hang out?
Let's
You
go,
trying to
baby.
hang out?
I'm there. I'm a 5-hour
Freak
drive.
will
Let's
probably
go.
be on the same flight again.
Indeed. Me and Evan will see each other in the airport again.
Yep.
Last
Again,
time.
this man will scream my name and
awesome.
scare the absolute shit out of me in the middle of the
I was
airport.
filming too, so I was just like, "Hey, Evan."
Dude, I was
That was solid.
terrified.
Well, we do have, as a member of Six Fronts, Wallzer and Luke, we do have something very, very fun coming up, I'd say. We do have an event
Absolutely.
that me and Wallzer are hosting specifically, but also as a team, we have all of our team participants as well, too. We are going to be doing and hosting a charity PvP tournament. It is going to take place on Saturday, February 18th, around 3 p.m. EST. We have some other homies that are popping in as well, too. It's all going to be very well-known people from the community, males and females of representative. It's going to be fantastic. We have a huge lineup of fantastic creators, some that are tourney players, so
Sir.
some that are going to absolutely kick some ass. There's also some people that are there for the fun and help support the charity. We're raising money for American Heart Association, and we do even have some prizes for our winners as well too. And we're going to be looking to raise over $1,000 during that prize event. But also we have some other things that are coming up later on that we will probably announce at the next podcast. So I don't know if there's anything that you guys would like to say for the people that made it to the end. But I would like to tell who our next podcast guests are. We like to do that. Me and Luke have this little tradition of who, if you guys made it to the end, you get a little sneak peek on who's coming on here next. So, you guys have anything else you'd like to share with us?
I just want to thank you guys for having us on. It was a great time. I love every one of you in this voice chat right now, and everyone in the chat too.
Love you too.
We love you too, brother.
We appreciate you.
And just for the boys at Six Fronts, man, definitely a dope organization you guys got going on here. I've been seeing y'all come up a little bit, so I really respect the grind. I love all the content you guys got going on and the investments you guys are making to make this thing possible. So that's definitely dope. And for the people on YouTube, for the people on whatever podcasting platform that you're on, for the people on YouTube, drop a like and sub to Six Fronts. And for the people on your podcast of choice, if it's dropping on podcast, no, yes, no, maybe so.
Yeah.
If this is dropping on, coming to a podcast platform near you, give it a good review, give it 5 stars, do the boys a favor. I appreciate the podcast. Thanks, guys. Thank you for having me on. For sure.
We're happy you guys are here. So, little sneak peek in 2 weeks. Again, we do a bi-weekly podcast. 2 weeks from now, we're gonna have the infamous Pigeon and a lovely Scottish. We have it's a Scottish themed podcast.
Scottish episode.
And we have Robotic Addy as well too. So a little bit of
nice.
It's gonna be very difficult to understand what they're saying, but no kidding.
Shut up! No, it's not. It's gonna be so nice.
Big shout
here's
out
a little twist. We're gonna do our best to accommodate them and their time zone difference. It's gonna be a 5 p.m. EST start time, so not a normal start time for us, but to help accommodate the time zone difference, so they're not up so late. They agreed to do a little bit earlier time. So we're gonna help accommodate some of our UK friends. So again, we're gonna have Pigeon and Robotic Addy at our next meeting in 2 weeks.
Can't wait.
W.
The day after the tournament. So thank you guys for those that are listening, made it to the end. We appreciate you. Drop a like, drop a sub, and tell us
where can we find you, Maddox? Me and you didn't say where we can find each other.
Yeah, I want to
find you.
The
internet doesn't know where we're gonna be.
I want to find you.
Because I'm nowhere right now, unfortunately.
You're in that chair.
Just freaking tell us, all right?
Twitch.tv/Maddox. I'm actually going to be doing. I do have some content planned here for the team coming up. A little bit of a return, but my return is so inevitable at the moment, just due to my circumstances. So you can find me on Twitter, where I'm most active. Twitch.tv, or you go to twitter.com/Maddox on Twitch, and then I'm Maddox on Twitch. Boom.
Sick.
Nice.
Sick. My name's Bearded Luke. I'm gonna stream one day again. I'm not telling you guys when though. Just follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Bearded Luke. Dude, I am so close to being caught up on work from last year. So I have a bunch of stuff planned. More gaming / lifestyle connected stuff. So we'll get to it. Some of them shoes back there are gonna get reviews. It's gonna be nice. But you can find me on YouTube
today or next week.
Oh yes. YouTube.com/Bearded Luke, Twitch.tv/Bearded Luke, the Bearded Luke on Twitter. I love Twitter. We love all of you. Thank you so much for listening, for watching. Next episode's gonna be super fun. This episode is super fun, and thanks for enjoying this new experience with us on here. It was fun.
This is awesome. This is fantastic, and it's only gonna get better from here. So thank you
guys
for listening.
That was episode 5. I don't know how to end this, so I'm literally just gonna press end stream. So if you're watching, see you later. Bye.